What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
A couple of Bubs hands and then some all face-up hands that I've recorded. All right, here we go. I'll go first. We got aces. Let's open to 2.5, 3, whatever our normal size is. Oh, we're in the small blind. Okay.
Oops, 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 oops.
Or
Yeah,
are
I
we?
missed. I
Yeah.
just misclicked. Wrong
Okay,
button.
gotcha. All right.
Let's do it
So
this
we
way.
open 2.3, which is the new peak size, which is perfectly fine. Get called in position by 3 players. So we're betting a lot of flops here, and there's nothing about this flop that makes us not want to bet it. No reason not to bet the standard sort of 2.5-ish size. If we want to go bigger, we can. I don't see a reason to deviate from it necessarily.
Mhm.
Let's see. So he checks. We bet 3. Sure. Bigger is fine. Get called in position and the
Yeah.
fold. So their range is a bunch of king X, a bunch of 8X, and some straight draws. That's the kind of thing they have. And then some pocket pairs between the 8 and the king. Not many, because some of those 3 bet. The 8 is concerning, but it's not the biggest part of their range. So I'm going to continue to bet and panic at a raise. You can also go into check call mode here and not ever panic and just keep calling. He's only got 56, so what's that? So it doesn't matter. Let's see which one you do. I'm happy with check call mode, and I'm happy with bet. If we bet, we're aiming to get called by a king, and a king is going to call a sizable bet. So we can bet 13 to prep for a jam on the river. That's fine, but we have to fold.
Um, okay, you wouldn't target hands like pocket nines, tens, jacks. I mean, tens and jacks might three bet pre-flop.
Not particularly. I mean, you
Uh,
certainly could, but so you certainly could bet small again. But the thing I don't want to do with my bet is I don't want to induce, because the last
okay.
thing I want is to be raised by a king. I don't want a king to.
hmm
I don't want a king to feel confident. You know what I mean? Because we're folding to a raise, and that's the misery of it.
All right.
We're folding
My
to raise, or we're going to check call. So you bet small. All right, that's fine. Now you're trying to get called desperately by not just the king, but also the weird 7 and the pocket nines and pocket tens. All right.
my my reason for betting small is actually this guy is pretty uncapped. I mean, I see he's a he doesn't have a full stack, he's probably a fish. He might have 7-8 here, right? There's no real reason for him to raise it on the flop already.
Yeah,
And he could have pocket sevens that he played like this and
yeah,
king eight, any 8x.
yeah.
And I
There are
wasn't sure. So I hope so if I raises here, I'm probably just folding.
right. But do you think, here's the one question. Do you think if this guy has a hand like king, queen, or king, jack, that he's going to look at this 4 and raise it? If he
No.
is, if he is, then this is a bad size. If he's not, then this is a fine size. All right, let's see what he does.
Yeah, actually I don't know what he would do
Right,
with king jack here, but I hope he would just call.
right. And that's why I made the slightly bigger bet, to get more money from the king, and also to make the king play face up.
Mhm.
Make the king more likely to face up. Okay, so you got called. Great. Let's see how
So your sizing would be like half pot, right?
half pot, 2/3 of a pot, something like that, even all the way up to pot.
hmm
Yeah, but this isn't bad. It's just that one, you're not getting enough value from a king. A king will pay you more than this, and you might not be getting clean enough information. So let's see what happens on the river.
All right, he called, and we get a
Bad.
pretty blank turn for river for us, I would say.
Yep, that card is irrelevant. Um, a king is still going to pay you, so I'm not stopping to bet. King is still going to pay. Um, and a king will pay 20,
Yep.
18, anything like that. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
over that, is a king gonna necessarily call all in? Not necessarily. So yeah, anything between 14 and 28, I'm happy with. If you feel your pot stuck, if you go 28 and he jams on you, and you feel that that's gonna make you have to call, um, then maybe bet smaller. Also a king queen may now mistakenly jam on you, just so you know.
Mhm.
Right. All right. So let's see what size you do. But I don't think you need to check here. I don't think you need to go into check call mode because
No, I didn't, but yep, I like your sizings way more than what I did.
yeah, let's see what you do. 12. Okay. Now with the 12, I'm getting calls. Great. You got the best hand. Now with the 12, are you aiming to get called again by 9-9 and 10-10?
Um, there are two reasons. So I still think our opponent is uncapped, and I'm not sure if he can have 8x here. He might have raised a turn, but still the board is completely rainbow, right?
Mhm.
And he could have played a full house like this. I
Could have.
mean, I don't, I'm not searching for monsters under the bed,
Right.
but this
But
board,
are you betting small? Is the reason you're betting small because you want to have less money in there when you get raised?
yes.
Okay, then why not check?
Um, because then he could. I, I don't want him to check back. I assume he would call some hands,
Right. But what hand?
but he will only raise if he has me beat.
Right. But what's the big fat bulk of hands that he's going to call a river bet with? It's not. It's no longer 9-9.
It's King X.
King. Right. And what size? And that's the big bulk of hands he's got. What size is King X going to call?
Yeah, and that is why I would prefer a bigger size. I think
Yeah.
like 18 is pretty good sizing here.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And the advantage of your size is when you get raised and you fold, you've put in less money. But if you're
Yeah.
trying to optimize for that, check and try to induce him to and don't fold. All right, so here we go. So you bet, he calls, and we never see his hand. He has ace eight. My God, he never raised it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was also surprised, but
I was very surprised when you got called that so I would have lost more money than you.
now the question is on turn.
Yeah.
You already mentioned you would go bigger here. Let's say 7.
7, 8.
So we
Okay.
have 20, 27 on the river. He will have 49 left.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then you bet like 22. Yeah, you win more money, and you can already also fold against the race. I mean,
Yeah.
he's never raising worse,
Never
right?
raised. Shocking. All right. Next hand is Marjorie's.
All right. Um, hello. I want to switch hand. Oh, here we go. Okay, we are on the small blind with ace four offsuit.
What would you like to do, Marjorie?
Well, in my casino, we would chop, but I'm
Okay.
certainly going to raise and just try to steal it.
Good.
I'd
And what
probably
size?
raise up to like 3.
Excellent. Three,
Like I
three
said,
and a half, 4 are all fine.
yeah,
All
cash will tend to go a little higher just because they're stickier, or at
Yep.
least at my casino they are.
They are. They are. All right. So we go to
You
4.
called?
Damn it, they called.
No, no, not damn it. Hooray.
Oh, even better, they called.
Yes.
This one is going to be, I think I have to bet small because even though he called me, I think my experiences they're pretty weak. So I'm going to probably bet only like 2 big blinds. I've got to get him to call with all kinds of junk.
Right. Now that makes total sense because you have the
Yeah.
board so locked up. But let's
Yeah.
think about what they will call two with, because
Yeah.
they're going to fold. They're going to fold the world, right? They're going to fold here all the time.
Yeah. The best I can hope for is a jack. But the
Right.
other thing that'll call me and what tends to happen a lot is pocket pairs. You know,
Yeah.
fours, fives, sixes, sevens, all the pockets will
Yeah.
call.
Yep. So at a
I could
range,
even size up a little.
yeah. So that's the thought here is that against the vast majority of junk,
Mm-hmm.
probably want to check, and against the part of his range that is pocket pairs and a jack, decide what size you think they will call one, and I think they will. I think 2 is just a little small for that. So
Yeah.
aiming at their pocket pairs, I think you can do what sort of looks like an automatic, 2.5, 3. It's only one big blind difference,
Got it. Yep.
right?
No,
Because
that's important.
right,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Because the king deuce is folding anyway, and if you want
Yeah.
the king deuce to stick around, just check.
Yeah. I
All
gotcha.
right. All right. So let's see what Bub does.
I check.
He goes for the check. He's gonna he's gonna get,
He's keeping the junk. Yeah.
which is fine. Maybe they'll bet.
And they didn't. So I hope they don't have an ace here, right? So
Yeah.
at least I know that.
Yeah.
And probably not a jack. That's another thing.
Right.
A jack might have bet here,
All
and
right.
any pocket pair is still in here.
Okay. So when you take the check line, what would you like to do on this turn, Marjorie?
He could. I am a little tempted if I have since I've done check and I need to see if I'm either going to make money or not. I'm going to do a half pot bet.
I like it.
I mean, at this point, if he still has junk, he's still not going to call me. If he's gotten something, he'll call.
Right. You've given him a chance, and now there are two things out there that actually have draws to beat you.
Yes.
Spades and straight draws. So let's get value from that. I love all that. Now the pocket pair probably is more likely to call you because you checked the flop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the bet here a lot. All right. Let's see what size. So you go about 4, which I think is a great size. And Bub, let's see.
Okay,
What-
question here. You mentioned, we target pocket pairs and we target draws. So the draws will be inelastic, I guess, and all the pairs will be elastic here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When you say inelastic, I mean some of the draws will fold to. A lot of them will fold to a 2x pot bet, but they're not going to fold.
Yes.
They're not going to fold to a half pot, and and given just the absolute size, they probably won't fold to 3/4 pot. I think right around pot is where people would think about their folds. All right, so you go 3/4, great, very close to what Marjorie bet. All right, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think maybe it's too big because pocket
Oh.
7, 6s might fold here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's too big. They're very likely to do a one and done there. They'll call once to see what you do on the river.
All right.
All right.
10
So you bet
off
6.
clubs.
What would you like to do, Marjorie, on the river?
This is a little bit player dependent. Like, obviously, the one hand I fear is king queen, but most people would have tried for a re-raise pre-flop. So I'm going to knock that out of my range. I guess king queen. The other one would be like 9 queen. Maybe could be there. I'm probably going to go ahead and bet it because I feel like king queen would have re-raised me. But again, that's kind of like live dependent. So I'm probably going to put in another bet.
I like it. Yep.
Value it.
King Queen didn't re-raise you 100% of the time, but it re-raised you a lot. And so
Yeah.
absolutely. He has reduced his King Queen. Yep.
And I'll just go ahead and it's a little value-y, but some are probably a little 40% half pot.
Right.
And just try to get money.
And we're aiming squarely now at the 10, the 8, and the jack.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So Bub goes really small to try to keep in even pocket 6s and pocket 7s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you aimed at the 8 here. Bub, what's keeping you that small?
So my reasoning is basically I don't think he has Jack X here.
Mm-hmm.
And now he can have 8x, 10x, and under pairs.
Mm-hmm. His 10x, he can get to his 10x from his straight draws,
Yes.
9, 10, his 10 queen, his 7, 10, like that. They all got there with a 10.
Okay, the 8x is very unlikely. It might be king 8 or something. I don't know.
Might. So let's look at this. We think that a jack will call a bigger bet than this, right? We think a jack will call.
Yes, I would go bigger if I think he would have a jack here.
So what's your size? What's your size to aim at a jack?
I mean, I think 3/4 at maximum.
15. All right. So jack equals
Like 15,
is a
yeah.
maximum. Let's say 12 to 15. A jack is 12 to 15. Okay. What's your
Yeah.
size for a 10? What's a 10 going to call?
Around half pot.
Okay. And I think a 10 will call at least the 12. And the reason is because your spades just bricked out. Remember, you checked the flop, then the spade came, and that's where you started betting. So I think a 10, that's sort of like, let's say you had 9-10. Let's say you're the opponent and you have queen 10 or 9-10 and you get your 10, like you grudgingly call with your 10, right? So you think a 10 will call half pot, which is 10.3. And I think it's going to call the same
Ro-
12 12 to 14. All right, that's what I think. Now, the size for an 8.
Yeah, 8
You
and minor
chose,
pairs is like what
right,
I basically use here, right?
yeah. And here's what my little argument's going to be. It's very small, but this is my argument about the size on the 8. The 8 with another overcard sometimes is going to be folding, even to this 6. And
Hmm.
the 12 is twice this. And with Jack and 10 there's more of them. So I think you're letting the Jack and the 10 off the hook for this 6 that sometimes the 8 folds for. So I think you should be closer to 12. That's and or at least 10 because you've got 2 targets that will call the 10 and 3 targets that will call the 6. 2/3 times 10 is more than 3 times 6. All right, there we go. That's my small difference. All right, you bet it. He calls it. We'll never see what he had. We'll
Oh,
never
I
know what
think in this case we will see it.
Oh, good. Great. He had the
He
10.
actually had a hand I didn't expect at
Right.
all.
10 jack. Right. That's why I think you left I think you left a little money on the table here that you didn't need to.
Yeah, I think that is why I actually wanted to show both hands.
Yep. Yeah.
I feel like I left money on both. Yeah,
Well, you didn't leave money on the other table. You were beat. So that's
Yeah.
good.
true.
You left
Well,
money
it
on the
doesn't. We know results doesn't really matter. It's more about how your line played. But
Exactly.
in this case, okay, he has
Yeah.
ace 8
Right.
somehow.
But the other thing to take away from this, Bub, is in all cases with this, which is I'm quibbling a little bit about your size. I'm not quibbling at all about your direction.
Mhm.
And so that's good. All right. Lewis, do you have hands today?
Um, I'm on the bus, so I got one I could send as like a screenshot.
Okay. Yep. Send that and we'll do that one. And while you're doing that, I'll put up a hand for you because you're next and then you'll send it and then we'll do your hand. Then we'll come back to your hand. All right, here we go. Poker tracker. All right, Lewis, you got ace queen offsuit. You're on the bus. You're in the hijack with ace queen offsuit. You open to 2.3. You get called by the hijack. You get called by the cutoff, and that's it. And your flop is ace 4-6, all diamonds. You have the queen of diamonds. What would you like to do?
So this guy seems like he's got a reasonable range because he's quite tight. If this guy was like a 4 EV pip, I think I'd bet. But I think here he's gonna have a reasonable range. So a decent amount of flushes and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna check.
Okay, you're going to check and go into check call mode, not check raise mode, or check dependent, or you're going to
Uh,
size.
Against this guy, I think I'll just check call.
Okay, gotcha. So you are not in love with your queen kicker, and you think you might be against a flush already. So you're playing defensively already. Okay, good enough. I'm not yet feeling defensive. He's going to have to do something to make me feel defensive. I'm now looking to get money in. All right, so I check, same as you. He bets, and I expect I'm going to be check raising here. Let's see if I do. Yep, I do. All right, so that's our first deviation is I go for the check raise and he calls. And I'm happy about that call. I assume you are not happy because you did not want to do this. So as played, what would you like to do on the turn when you flop it?
Oh, I like that turn.
Yeah, that's a good turn.
I mean, it's kind of going to be hard to get paid now, though.
Yeah.
But I don't think this guy is on the tighter side. It looks like I don't think he's going to bluff. So I think I'm just going to bet. I don't know, like half pot,
Okay.
which might keep him like his worst flushes. I don't want
Right.
to go too big and then where he might fold.
Right. So we're aiming very clearly at a hand right now, like ace jack with a jack of diamonds that would have easily gotten here and played this way. The very weirdly played flop flushes that he has where he decided not to raise to sucker us, like his 10 jack, which you could have, and then and then keeping in his aces at half pot. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't want to check because they're not going to bluff enough, I think, on the full flop generally. And I don't want to let him like get there with his like pocket sixes, pocket fours for free.
Yeah. Okay. Good enough. And I'm thinking that an ace, just a naked ace, is not going to call a half pot here. So maybe I'm going to go smaller against a naked ace. And otherwise, I'm aimed squarely at his jack of diamonds and worse. So let's see which size I go. I go, uh, I go a little bit bigger than you, aiming at the diamonds and just letting the ace off the hook. And he folds. And he had pocket eights. There was no more money to be gotten. We got the maximum. Doesn't matter what size we bet. Okay. S
Well,
is up next.
did he call your check raise on the flop?
He
Oh,
did.
wait.
He did. He called my check raise on the flop, which is terrible for him and wonderful for me.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on Lewis's line, Lewis, were you going to check call this bet of this size, or were you going to check raise this size?
To be honest, I don't. I wasn't thinking that through because I'm like on the bus, so a bit scrambled. Maybe if I was in like a more better place, I'd think through it like
Okay.
differently.
Yeah, but you were aiming for the check call depending on size, so like maybe a one big blind bet. You're not getting away with. So yeah, so as it turns out, you would have made slightly less, but we both should have made the same amount because he should have obviously folded here to that check raise. That's a easy check raise fold. Easy, easy. All right. S, if you would like to, the next hand is yours, and it is Queen Jack offsuit in the big blind to a small blind limp. What would you like to do?
Hi, gentlemen. I'm sorry. It's my first studying group.
Welcome.
I'm quite new in
Okay.
poker
Perfect.
coaching, but I have some experience in MTTs,
Great.
like 10 plus years ago. So I just started to learn cash game. So my
Okay.
base is not that
Great.
big. Like
Then-
it's like 1,000 like hands only right now.
Perfect. Then you can make some mistakes that we can talk about. So
I would raise it since VPIP I see is 33. Is
I like it.
maybe it's kind of fishy player. I
Oh,
will
he
three
might be.
bet here a bit.
Yeah.
I will, just
Yeah.
standard three bet.
Yep, I like that. Here's the only thing I would look at before doing it, and I would still do it. He's not just a VPIP of 33. You have to know my HUD. His preflop raise is 0.
Oh yeah, it's very
But we only have
fast.
7 hands on it. So he might be limping his whole playable range, in which case Jack Queen against his whole playable range, not great. But against his limping range, it's fabulous. So we're going to raise it. And we do, I'm sure. Yep, we raise. Oh, what size would you like to raise to?
I say three bet, but I see it with four.
He's
I
great.
mean, like just a regular race.
Yep. 2 is too small. 3 is fine.
Against the limper, yeah.
5 is
Four.
5 is getting a little oompy. I don't think you need 5. All right, so we go to 4. We get called. Flop middle pair. He checks you.
Um, his range, not like I don't think his range has like any aces, and he may have some jacks, but he will bet, I believe so. So I would bet like 3. maybe.
Okay. All right.
So
That's great. I think that's a great choice.
just to not let him to collect the flashes or straights.
Yep. That's a great choice betting 3 here. I checked behind on a simplified it's second pair, but I think your bet is better than mine. I think he's drained. He doesn't have no aces, but he has very few aces, and that promotes my jack, and my queen is a good enough kicker. I think this is a better bet than a check. But I took the check line. As the check line, when the deuce comes in and he bets one big blind into you, what would you like to do?
Deuce doesn't change anything. Like I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any deuces.
Mhm.
And the small bet shows, since he's quite a tight player, It says like he probably have jack or he have like 8 9s something maybe. But I would just raise because he's bet quite small to show
I
some
like it.
aggression. I would raise to like 5.
I like it. I think one of the things that this one blind bet is doing is is in his mind is it keeps us from bluffing bigger when he has a flush draw. You know, it makes
Yeah, and protect
trying to get
from
trying
flushes.
to get
Yeah.
to the river cheap, and therefore we don't want him to. So I like the raise a lot here. I didn't do it, but I like the raise a lot here. All right. And I guess I just decided I'm going to play the hand marginally made straight through. All right. And the 4. That's a bad card. Let's see how big he goes. He goes to 5.
It's hard to not call here
Mhm.
because he checked flop and raised just to like 1 blind. I would like
Right.
I
There
wouldn't
is
raise it because like
No.
there's flashes like,
Yeah.
but I would call it.
Yep. If he had gone to 8, 9, 10 here, I would
Uh,
consider much stronger the fold.
Yes, me too.
I think we're going to lose this sometimes. I call.
I mean, we
There we go. Total
only
error.
have to win it like what, 20%?
Yep. Total error. His one big blind bet was intended to see what kind of hand did we have. Not try to. He was just, if we call, then we are capped, and if we're capped, he can get us to fold. But he doesn't know the rule of to get us to fold. He should be betting big enough to get us to fold a capped but not shitty range. He bet a size that we made it easy for us to call. So that's his fault. He took a reasonable
Yeah.
direction, but a bad size with it. All right.
His bet doesn't look like he just got flash.
He made it easy.
Definitely. He could have ace. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Brian. I have special hands for Brian.
What's up?
What's up? All right. Brian, we are going to do 3 Brians in a row. 1, 2, 3, right off this.
Okay.
All
My
right.
brain works today.
I hope so, because you got 3 hands coming in a row. Let me make sure that this is true. The note is, oh no, that's not what it is. Sorry, you don't get this one. You get, let me make sure, you get the ones that are marked Brian.
Okay.
What? What is happening here? Why is it not showing me the real note? Excuse me. I don't know why it did that. No, all right. One more time. We will grab these 3, play them and not worry whether they were the specific Brians or not. I think they are. Here we go. Replay. All right. You have King 9 suited on the button.
All right.
Action to you is it's been raised.
You could definitely 3-bet this. What is his range though? What is his he's only 2 hands. So I would like to 3-bet more deeper. I think we're with his size being inflated a little bit, but you could do like a small 3-bet. I would do like a small 3-bet size. Yeah, heads
Okay.
up with this guy.
How about that? Folding is also not out of the question.
Holding's boring.
Yeah, this is probably
Calling's not bad. I mean, it's not great. I think you should be 3-betting more if he's going to be
Yeah.
opening to 3.5.
Yep. I agree. All right. So we took it this way.
Okay.
Got shot in an over. We're gonna.
I'm
What
not
would you like to
folding.
shot over?
I'm
Okay.
in position to the aggressor, and I have a gutter to the second nut. I'm going to call one.
Okay. We do.
See what happens.
Right.
Jesus. All
Right.
right. Okay. Does he check? That guy checks. Okay, what is his range to check here? When he bets into multiple players, he should have a pretty strong range. I think some of those hands, flush draws, jack. I think he has a ton of 10x. Maybe he just have that some over pairs that open for the bigger size. Do I want to turn my hand into a bluff here? 88's capped, and he calls on the flop. He's not fully capped, but he's
No.
pretty capped here. I think that because once you've already called and he's out of position with only one player, he's going to start to raise some of his strong.
Mhm.
So I would say if I was gonna turn my, how much stack depth do we have behind?
2x,
87.
2.5x.
How much is he checking? Like, you can just have. I think you want to go. I think if I'm gonna turn right into a bluff, it's probably gonna start with a small size here. Probably only. What do I want to call? I don't. I think he has. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to turn my hand into a bluff though. This is still kind of scary with him when the board pairs here, and he's still gonna want to call a lot. And then the thing is, if we check right now, and it goes checks to us again on the river, we can turn our hand to a bluff on the river a lot and just know we're always getting everyone to fold. And we still have 4 outs to make our gutter. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get an overpair or a top pair to fold with the board
Right.
with this stacked up. I think actually I like just checking.
So we
I
check.
think I want.
Flush comes in. And this guy bets out for a third pot.
Range. We take this side. I don't. The question is, you take the size with. Oh, I want to turn my hand into a bluff. I don't think he takes the size with a flush. No. So I think we can turn our hand into a bluff here. I'd say that with best hand we need to get a fold. Like this seems like a block almost with like a jack, like queen jack or something. And when the obvious draw completes, we may be able to get him to fold that. So probably I would consider raising here. And I think like, I just don't think he has a boat. I don't think he has flush here a lot. He takes his side. I think he probably just bets bigger when he makes his flush on the river here. So, is there any brick walls? Sometimes I'm gonna get snapped off and fucked by this guy, but whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna raise. I'm gonna go and say, what do I need to go to get a jack to fold? A jack. I was trying to get a jack to call here. I would go really small. I only go to like maybe 25 big blinds. So I'm probably gonna go to 40 here and think that that actually might get jack.
I like it. 40. Let's see what he had. We're trying to
Yep,
get the
that
jack to fold.
was the
Yep,
hand we thought.
exactly. And that's so that was the thing was going for the bluff on the river, based on his size, and I didn't do it. That would have been a good one.
I think
All right.
not doing it's fine too. He still is betting into two players.
Yeah.
But
And
I just think that if he's not he's betting he's very likely betting bigger when he gets there. You know?
yeah, yep. That was the thing that in game I saw and didn't execute and wanted to see if you would execute it. So good job.
I like to check on the turn though instead of just betting because I think that on the turn it's a little bit like yeah, Bub, I said 40. I don't think I need to go to that. Like if I was trying to get him the call, I'd only raise the 25 big blinds there. I don't think he's gonna call that much with that. But that's kind
I,
of the hand I thought he would have.
I like 45.
Yeah,
I
that
like
works too, just a little extra sauce.
Yep, I like it. All right, here we go. You open the button with Jack 8 suited, you get called by the big blind, and you flop nothing. King 4 deuce rainbow and not your suit.
I'm gonna
Good shot.
range bet.
All right, we range bet. Small, we go small. You would have gone a little bigger. You would have gone closer to 2.25. That's
Doesn't
fine.
really matter. It's like the
It doesn't
same
matter.
thing.
Same thing. Yep, same thing. Same thing, same reason. All right, he calls. All right. The king pairs.
Okay, what is his range that calls us on the flop? He has some weak king X, which is reduced now. He can have all the pairs, like all of the big blinds. He probably three bets nines sometimes. What do his stats look like? Maybe
3 out of
16.
13, two out of 16 three bets.
Yeah, I mean he's probably gonna be three betting like hands like nines, tens, jacks.
Mhm.
Eights may be at the bottom of his range. It doesn't three bet. I mean it's definitely good from a button open. Um, so we go. We can target. What is his range? Oh, there's hands. I don't think there's a ton of draws here. The only draws are like 5, 6, 5, 3, ace five. Think I kind of want to go small here if I'm gonna continue. I don't think I want to go that big. I just kind of want to make sure that I get a raise from a king. So it's just so small to raise a king. Even a weak king wants to raise.
So like
I'm never
three,
getting that to fold.
like
Yeah,
two
I'm
or
gonna go like three. Yeah, three.
okay, right. Um, so that makes sense. The other thought here is of those hands that we're targeting for a fold on the river, the 5, 6, 7s, 8s, 5, 6, 7s, all those hands, the 4x. It's all feels better once this top pair pairs because that reduces the amount of top pair we have. And our over pairs might slow down. So that's the
Well,
problem thing.
I
But we'll
like
see.
what Lewis says. That's the other option too. This is a line I take sometimes as well in this exact situation. When top card pairs, I will overbet turn pretty big, and then try to tell myself to give up on the river and not always listen to myself. But the just because, but I don't know how I feel about that line because I've noticed that I get called off a lot still with the overbet by the under pairs when
Yeah.
I just go
Don't-
overbet and then check back river. So I've been doing a different line of small and then like keeping in those hands. And then I think that on river when I just triple off and I go for a decent size,
Mhm.
it's just more credible when I get it through a lot.
Right. So I did the check here.
You
Basically,
check, that's also fine too.
yep,
Because if he checks river, what is his range? He has
right.
some showdown value.
Right.
And it's a good card for you. Okay,
Now
what
the flush
happens?
comes in. The flush comes in on the river, and he checks again. He he has some showdown value here, and he feels very capped.
Yeah.
So try to get it to fold with the problem of the king, of him not believing us. Because
Yeah, well, I mean, the big problem is that you're never checking back king, but
right,
actually sometimes you might check back to a flush draw,
right.
which is
And
fine because you're saying, well, it's going to be hard to get him to fold, so let's just try to realize our equity and not get check raised off of it.
right.
So I
Bub said
would,
Bub says
so,
we have to bet huge to get him to fold any pair now. I agree, and the question is, should we bet huge? So when we see, let's see what Brian would do here.
okay, what are his tendencies? All right. I'm not big on checking back rivers with Jack High.
Okay.
Think probably anything is more profitable than that.
All right.
So I would say that we just can't let a hand like even like
Ace
pocket.
three. Ace
Yeah,
three.
yeah, we can't let an ace three get the ace high. We can try to get to fold. Queen 10, queen jack. Yeah, queen jack is definitely those hands can be there. I'm trying to figure out. There's something I'm also look. What was that?
Oh, it's just an
Um, I don't.
In the kitchen.
I would say that I would probably still go. Ace, how many ace highs does he float with? Ace three, ace. Those are the hands we're trying to get to fold. We beat all of his other draws other than
Mhm.
6-3, which I don't know if he always has. And then, yeah, I would probably go. I don't know. I think we can still, if we go really big here, do I think I can still get. If this guy's a good reg, I don't think he's fold. Even to an overbet, I don't think he should be folding like pocket nines or like pocket eights, pocket seven,
Right.
sixes, because like this is wide versus wide. So I think we just go small enough to get ace highs to fold.
Ace high.
So how
Okay.
big do we need to go to get ace high to fold? It's probably like, I mean, I would still push it up a little bit to like 7 big blinds and never get sticky with an ace high.
Yeah. Probably
But ace three
6.
has a straight also, which is one thing that we said
Now it does.
and we didn't
Now it
think
does.
about.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I gave up.
Actually, the problem too is what are his aces that I guess ace
That's
10, ace jack, yeah.
Should have done it.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Yep. This was the crime. All right. Marjorie, this is the
One
next.
more.
Yeah, I know,
Or
but I'm
no,
gonna
no.
get one first, and then I'm gonna come back to you because Marjorie hasn't had
Hello.
one.
Yes. Mhm.
Hello, Marjorie. So here's your hand. You've got King Jack in the small blind, and it's been limped to you. The hijack has limped. What would you like to do with King Jack in the small blind? I said Marjorie. It's no, Marjorie.
Yeah.
I meant Melanie, but I'm going to give this to Marjorie because I said Melanie, because I said Marjorie.
Definitely. So 3+1s. I'd probably bet about 4.5.
Okay. Good idea. Let's go a little bigger because you're out of position. So
Yeah,
four and a
that's
half.
true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So let's go at least to 5. probably 5.5, 6 or bigger. So just that small difference, because 4 from out of position makes it decent for him to call. Now, the reason your 4 is a good idea is this guy only has 34 left.
Yep.
So 4 is maybe big enough. I would still go a little more. All right. So let's see. I go to 6, same thing. Let's see what happens. And you get the call. So as played, what would you like to do on the flop?
Trying to think of his range, and right now the hands that do that kind of limp, it's usually, I'm thinking like medium pairs and kind of like the middle cards. And this didn't, maybe a suited ace, but he's close to me, but it's not terrible. I think I still need to bet, and let's see where we are.
Right. Given his stack size,
Yeah,
ace
that's true.
we're never
Mhm.
gonna get an ace to fold, but we might get those other things to fold. All
Yeah,
right.
we might get the other. And that's a good point. So I'm probably gonna. It's a little cheesy, but probably just do the old half pot bet and see what he does.
Okay. Right. So that's a good idea. The other way to approach this one is if given his stack size, we are not going to get an ace to fold, even a bad ace.
Yep.
And therefore we're not going to, when we bet here and we don't improve, we're probably not continuing. Maybe we make this one bet bigger and just do it one shot. So that's
Got
the
it.
other way to think of it. Maybe we go all the way to 9
Mhm.
at once.
Oh,
Okay.
showdown.
Yeah. So I did this. I bet 5, got called.
Don't.
Yep.
We're
Now
done. Check.
check, we give up. He checks behind. I guess that's good.
We're gonna go for showdown value. Oh, we got there.
And now we got some real showdown value.
Ooh, we have real showdown value. All right, now I want to do a. I'll just deal with whether or not he has an ace, but I don't think he does because he would have betted on the 8. I would assume he's fairly normal. He'd be inclined to bet even with the 8 pairing. Let's try another kind of. How much will he call if he has like pocket 10s? Like I think I'll go back to my original analysis of the limp call for 7s, 8s, something like a pair of 7s, pair of 6s. So
right.
let's try like a third of a pot bet and try to get called.
Yeah. That seems like what the size he'll call is
Yeah.
with 7s here. Yeah. Okay. I went check to induce. He bets pot.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
Yep.
That's weird. So he calls checking. This feels weird. I'm inclined to call.
All right. We do. And we're up against.
Hey,
Good
there we
call.
go.
Right. Had you bet the 10, you probably just get the fold. So that is the power of checking with marginally made hands that you don't fold. Yay. Very happy with that. All right. If we range, bet, in theory, and big blind gives up, I'm looking. Okay, that was the previous hand. That was the Jack 8. All right. Okay. Melanie hasn't gone yet, so we'll do Melanie, then we'll come back to Brian. Mel, you have the lovely and talented Ace 8 in the small blind. And it's folded to you.
Okay. Let's raise.
Okay. We raise, go to 3, we get called.
I think this board hits both of our ranges equally well. We do have like a backdoor straight with a lot of creativity.
Yep.
So I think we could go for a small c-bet.
Like 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. I took the check line. We also do have showdown value against his air, so that's nice. So we check, and we get a medium small bet.
Okay. I would have put it in any way myself, so I mean that's not good reasoning, but we can still develop something. So I think one call is in order.
Okay, we do. We call. We say we're not
Check raise.
right. Possible check raise here too. Yep, it's got some of those features. King comes.
That's not particularly good for us. Because if he bet something like queen check, queen 8, and there's a lot of queen check that just gets flatted from the big blind, they hardly raise that, so still in there. I think I would since we already started checking anyway, now let's check again.
Okay, I'm just answering Bub. Bub on the last hand was going, what about betting small on the river? Yep, betting small is logical versus pocket pairs. And we saw the advantage of the check. There we go. All right. So we check. He checks behind.
Okay.
Right. That's one of the reasons we float. All right. So on the river, an ace would be great because it makes our hand. If we can't have an ace, I think we want a diamond. I think we want all the cards to come in that he hates with his 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, with these kinds of rivers, I'm always undecided because, I mean, it depends on how attentive the opponent is. But usually, I would go for, to get him off the hand, I have to go like pot or more than pot. On the other hand, if I would really have a flush, I would probably not do that. Like, theoretically speaking, I should, because there's only 11 big blinds in the pot, but like in practice, a lot of players, including myself, will go for a little bit smaller because they want the call, right?
Right.
And so the river bet sizing for me is still a little bit tricky.
Right. So let's start with the idea of against players who have not shown themselves to be particularly good. And here, I don't mean that they're bad. I mean, they are
Yeah.
not better than you. Players who are not better than you don't need to worry about double inflect, leveling them. Like I would go for the flush, therefore he knows I don't have the flush, therefore he calls.
Okay.
You just do the thing that makes him do what you want him to do. Now let's look at
Okay.
this guy and see if he's got any reason for us to think that he's great. He's gone pure raise up till now in 7 hands. He's done nothing great, nothing bad. So what's our other thing about him? He's got a full stack. Okay, so that's good. What's our last thing about him? He's playing the $100 game online. So he's probably not much better than you. So I think that you can bet the
Okay, then.
size because you're aimed squarely at a 10, right? That's the most common call hand that goes check, check on the turn,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah, then I
So
think we
enough.
have, yeah.
So you can go straight at what will a 10 or a 9 fold to and not worry about the fact but that doesn't look like a flush.
Yeah, like 12, 13.
Yeah. Yep. Anything in that range, they're folding to. They might even be folding to even as small as 10. All right.
If
Yeah.
you arrive at the flush, Melanie, what size would you take to get called?
Mm, 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I go all the way to 14 to get the fold. And here's what he folded.
Okay.
Nothing. Didn't have to do anything.
Nothing.
He was folding to your 3. What a strange call.
Looking at the stats, I'm so surprised, right?
Yep, but it's only 7 hands.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. Up next is another of the classic Brian's. All right. There we go.
So is it I didn't pull the trigger, but let's see if Brian would pull the trigger?
Yeah, that might be the theme. That might be the theme of this. Yeah. Yeah, that might be what's going on here. All
All
right.
right. So
All right. We ISO 4.5. We get 3 bet. Ooh.
we have a suited ace in position. I folding.
Right.
Call.
We call.
Suited ace, Broadway ace.
Yeah.
All right. That's a great flop. We nailed it.
Yep. And
All
he checked.
right. What is his range that check? I think I am definitely starting to turn my hand into a bluff now. When he check raises me, I'm just screwed. I don't think most players are checking enough in a balanced manner with over pairs and stuff like that, and they're usually 3-betting too tight out of the blind. So he has a lot of unpaired over cards a lot of the time, and when we get check raised, we just fold. Big
Right.
deal for us to.
And his
right.
unpaired overcards, we expect to call the first bet, right?
Yep.
Yep.
going like,
So there's not a.
we gotta, if that's what we're targeting and we don't think we're getting over pairs to fold, we don't need to worry about ratio quite as much because we will never be jamming our.
Mhm.
We can just go small again. Either way, it doesn't. So I'm going like 1/3, 10 big blinds.
10. All right, 10 is good. I checked.
You have some sort of showdown
Um,
value. I get it. But I don't think it's
Right.
criminal to allow a hand like Ace King to turn itself into a bluff for us to lose to a hand like Ace King or shit.
Right.
What's
Right.
up?
Yeah, my question would be, so when you bet small on this flop, do you think ace king or ace queen would fold? Or is it just your reasoning, you hope they call and then you bluff them off on the turn?
It's fine if they call. If they call, I'm probably going to use a big size on the turn that when it's a brick, and then when I get good when it goes call. I mean, you could go small one more time to triple the river, but I think unless they have specifically ace king of spades, ace queen of spades, which they probably see bet a decent amount, then we already have like nothing to target on river to fold anymore.
So your idea is basically we can go for a triple barrel from here.
No, he's
You
going for
already
a
know
double.
that.
Yeah, I don't know yet. We'll see. It just
But most
depends
of,
how the board works out.
right. But we're doing a
Yeah,
lot, but,
sure, but
right. But we're doing but when we do this line, we're doing a lot of 2-street bluffing, Bub, not 3-street bluffing. We might
Yeah.
change our mind based on what happens, but our initial direction is that. So let's play it as played, and then we'll go back and play it with the bet. So check,
Okay, so we checked.
10 comes and he checks again.
Okay, now
This is ours.
we have to turn our hand bluff here. He is super capped here usually.
Right.
They have
And-
almost no super strong hands that go check check. So now I'm at the point where what is his range?
A lot of 9-9 and ace king. A lot of hands of that form.
I wouldn't even say like
Not 9-9 even. Yeah.
I
No,
wouldn't
not-
even say 9/9
a
a
lot of
lot.
7-7. A lot of 7-7 and ace king. Hands of
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna make everything fold. And
Yep.
what is his range that calls here? Maybe pocket sevens call one time.
Right.
What else can call here? Queen Jack, if he ever three bet, I still think they're not three betting those types of hands enough out of the blinds. Usually, if 56 hand, he's got a 4. So yeah, we're gonna go pretty big here. I'm gonna go. I don't even need to go that big though, because I still want him to come. I want him to call.
I- 20.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
sorry.
go. Let's go. Like we need sevens to call one time. So let's go. Like 13 bigs.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to go 13, leaving you a big chunk behind. And I'm considering going 20, leaving me pot size behind, which I still think is enough.
I think
Right.
that's fine. I just
Right.
am. Oh my God, what the
So I go
hell are you
check
doing?
on the idea that I have showdown value. We don't like this. We don't like this play at all. Okay. And then the 4 comes, and now he makes his move.
All right. What is I really want to like rebluff here. Um, you've given him so much rope. If he's ever like spazzing or sevens,
Mhm.
then or ace king decides to just like stab out here. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm thinking there's just like no brick walls. Like
Yeah.
what do we lose to?
He doesn't have 3-6. He doesn't have ace
Yeah,
3.
that's when I like what do we lose to? I think we just put like you should be putting in a big raise here, I think. If we like if we I mean when we ranged him, we said all the way through he just doesn't have to get most of the time or
And
anything strong.
the big raise is the jam, right?
I mean, yeah, you kind of have to you're gonna
Okay.
raise here. But then again, you could just click here because you
yeah,
think his
clicking
range
is
is
good.
polar. If you think his range is polar, then you don't have to jam. So if his range is super polar, which I can't figure out anything that's super strong in here except for pocket fours. That makes sense.
Mhm.
But I don't know if he always three bets pocket fours out of the blinds,
Yeah.
which I don't think he does. Then we 4 suited 6-5. Yeah. I think I actually like a click raise. I think click raise is good because his range is polar here. He either has a very strong hand, which he usually does not, or he has blue garbage. And when we click, he's just gonna.
Right. And if I'm going to do your size of the click, I'm still going to do a click plus. I'm still going to go to 50. I'm going to put in
Why?
10 because um, I don't want pocket sevens to get curious
Okay,
as
fair
to
enough.
what to click.
Fair enough.
All right, here we go.
And you're gonna fold. Yep.
And yep. And let's see how miserable this is.
Oh my
Maybe-
gosh! Holy shit! Okay, we got very lucky. This guy
Yes.
checked an overpair twice and then bombed the river.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, that's again why. Okay, this is the problem with. Huh. Wow. We would have got freaking wrecked.
Yep.
Would
There's
have
the
got
note.
freaking wrecked. Hey, but I like the click raise still.
Yeah.
Because he either has something strong or he has dog shit, and
Right.
we obviously get called with that.
Yes. we
By
do.
that.
All right, there we go. All right.
So okay, so the way I would avoid this is to say, okay, we thought he was capped. But when he bluffs, he doesn't take this side. His bluffing size is
Yeah. Yep.
he just
And there's the open limp with ace jack. All right.
well, we were right most of the way that his three betting range was very strong, but he
Yeah.
he did a good job of just going check.
Yeah, he did. All right.
I mean, you also gave him like nothing there.
I did.
He won the minimum there.
On the absolute minimum. So we like that.
He's
All
like,
right.
yeah, Scotty, you're a nit, and you didn't bluff into him one time.
There you go. All right. Bub, you got the ace eight. Let me put a note here. Here goes.
We'll agree. This guy does know how to protect his checking range. If I played with him a lot, I would mark. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we
I
go.
think Kings is actually horrible to check down there. Out of
I think
position.
I think the flop check's good. I think
Oh.
on the turn we probably just need to start betting. It's like
All right. You got jack deuce here.
Well, I mean,
About-
I guess we are not folding.
It's close, but we're not.
Well,
And-
just
And the question is this one of the bluffs at the bottom more than one of the? So let's take a look. It will look in the wizard. We want a 3 big blind open. So let's cheat. and
it's
do-
so bottom. I would still wouldn't 3-bet, but yeah, maybe we can do that.
button, right?
Is it actually?
we
Let's
don't-
look at my experiment.
Peak doesn't
What
do it.
did I do?
Yeah, peak doesn't do it. So peak folds this.
Yeah.
Called it. Peak folds this. This is probably better fold. All right, but we get this.
All right. We check out of position,
All right, we check. He checks behind.
and he checks back. So from here on, we just assume he's capped. He won't have too many draws. And he's probably not having any queen X. If we want, we could just blast here and probably just win. If you bet like 5 here, you probably just win the pot.
So we check. He bets.
I mean,
No,
I'm not that fancy to turn this into
No.
a bluffy. I'm just check folding.
Yeah, we check fold.
But can we see the hand? Because I feel like
Right.
we could have won on the turn. No,
No,
not even close.
no, we couldn't. So just a little lesson. Sometimes they're not as capped as you think. I mean,
That's true. I mean, Queen 8.
Yeah. He properly checked back a weak queen.
Mhm.
He properly did that. Good for him. All right. Hello, Mike.
Hello.
Bob, do you remember our specific question for Mike? We had a specific Nuffle question for Mike. Do you remember it? The next hand is yours, Mike.
Ooh, this one?
Yeah, it's going to be this one, but this one wasn't the one. Do you remember what that was?
No,
I don't remember the hand. Okay. Here we go. All
I
right.
try to remember.
Good enough. We got it.
All right.
Watch the video. We will. From the
Let's
last
do
time,
it.
the last time a question came up where I said, we should ask Mike this.
I had a
Alright.
question.
Oh, was it in the 3-box? Yeah, go. Yes,
Should I start now?
I remember your question. Do it.
Right now?
Yeah, ask your question. Mike's here.
Okay, so I was playing live 1-3 and it was a 3-bet pot, and I think it was always the same opponent. I mean, didn't play so many hands with them, but every time I got involved with them, and it was mostly 3-bet pots, he donked into me huge on a board that has high cards and is also connected, right? Like something like ace queen and then maybe a 3 and it's suited, or a king jack 10 rainbow, or stuff like that. And I was really unsure what to do because I knew nothing about the player, just a young guy who just sat down, but with enough chips, and I had no clue what to do.
Was it multi-way or was it just heads up?
Heads up.
And 3-bet pots, you typically don't want to like rely on the Nuffle strategy.
Okay. Perfect. So we
The
play our
Nuffle strategy would be to re-raise him, or
Well, in a 3-bet pot, again, I don't think there is a set Nuffle strategy when they dunk into you on 3-bet pots.
yeah. So at that point, you're gonna play your hand. Which
Yeah,
is
you'll have to
sometimes-
logic your way through it.
Yeah. Sometimes when he does this, because of your the strength of your 3-betting range, he's doing it into a brick wall. And sometimes he's doing it into air because of the way it met you. And when he does it into a brick
Yeah.
wall, he loses a lot of money. And when he does it into air, he gets to win.
yes.
And it's just the fact that your range is strong means that you're going to often be there at the right time. And this hand wasn't.
So in single raised pots, you can do something about the fact that they donk into you.
Yeah.
And that is a re-raise.
No, that is the Nuffle strategy is you call everything. You call all their flop bets with your entire range. Then on
Okay.
the turn, we see what they do and we respond to that. The turn has a lot of raises with air, but the flop is always your entire range is you just call and see what they do on the turn.
Got it.
In
Thank you.
the single raised pots where they donk.
Okay. Mhm.
And this is based on the mass data analysis that says that they don't donk the top part of their range. That's the important thing. They have stumping often. There's sometimes second pair, sometimes it's top pair weak kicker, sometimes it's a draw, but it is rarely 2-pair plus. And therefore
Interesting.
you can play against that. That's where the MDA, the mass data analysis told us.
Okay, cool.
Right,
Thank
great.
you.
Okay, so we'll move to Lewis hands after this one. But Mike, you have ace queen of diamonds. You opened.
Okay.
Big blind call. The button called you, and now you flopped. Well, this.
Yeah. You can check, obviously. You could actually, this would be probably a pretty decent board to c-bet on with a hefty part of your range. Ace queen suited. I think I'm actually going to probably c-bet here more often than not. This guy looks pretty tight-ish, so I think a small c-bet here is good,
Right. And the
and
nice
it's for value.
it was only right because there was only one card that flopped. Meaning there's only a 10 for him to hit. Nobody has a 3. So that's good. It's hard for this board to have improved him. I took the check line and he
Yep.
checked back.
Okay. We could continue checking. I think I probably can continue checking now. I mean, I know we pick up some equity here. Do we want to try to target these deuces through nines type hands? Maybe.
Okay.
Or we could
So-
just take our equity here.
All right. So checking back is that. If you bet, what size?
If I bet, I think I'm going to go on the larger size, like
Mhm.
B75.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. At least if we bet. At least 75 if we bet. And we bet, and I go just under 75. Boo. All right.
Yep, that's
And just
probably
fold.
4 in. It's probably
Just fold.
4 in game.
Yep. He just folds. And he folds. Or worse ace. Okay. Good enough. All right. Lewis, you ready to take the screen? All right. Let me stop sharing. There we go. Grab the screen, Lewis.
Yeah.
And up next, let's see, we just did Bub and Mike. So let's do S will be next.
Before we start, I'm gonna show you some like graph porn. This is my hands last week. This is what you call running above EV.
That's nice.
Just
Also,
just
it's not just running above EV, it's also getting lucky when all in.
yeah. That's what I mean. I mean, this is like a
Yeah.
crazy heater. Like what, 20 buy-ins in a week?
Yep. Yeah, that's
Across
nice.
look 26 big pipe 100, 61 river core and win it showdown. Like
Look at
Right. Now
Waka.
back to
Listen to Bart Hansen's like podcast about that, about running good and running bad. It's like really helpful.
Oh, if you could link me, that would be.
I did the free one. I can send it. It's on Spotify or whatever. But he was just talking about how when you like people don't realize how good they're running when they aren't getting cracked.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I was like, I
Right.
hit a kick against aces twice this week. I
Well,
flopped a
that's Sun running. He's talking
yeah.
about like getting the money in good and not
Good.
getting
And
Oh,
good.
cracked.
The
okay.
fact that you don't lose.
Yeah,
Just the
like
Yeah.
fact that you don't lose.
how likely it is that you do
Yeah.
lose when you do
Yep.
get the money in good.
I
It's
mean,
funny.
Twice.
I
It
mean,
made
I
me think about it, because
Give us a
I'm
hand. Give us a hand, Lewis.
yeah, I
Go
flopped I flopped the nuts against against aces in a full bet pot. Like, all right, whose hand is this?
This is S's.
Oh, it's fine. It's race. Easy race, 3-bet. It's a gut shot here on the top pair. Well, I will just standard half pot. Yeah.
Lewis
Yeah,
goes
maybe.
slightly smaller than that, but same motion.
Yeah, I mean, against the
Or
reg, I might bet, but I mean, my read on this guy from 31 hands is he's just calling a bit too much. So he's
Right.
gonna have more like Queen 10 off, Jack 10 off, 10-9, those type of hands more than he should.
Great. All right. So we bet.
So that's why I bet. But against the reg, I'd probably check.
So he calls. Flop. The turn is a 3, bringing in 2 hearts. What would you like to do, S?
and I will raise one more time
Okay.
to 6-7 big blind.
6 or 7. Yep. All right. We're betting 2/3 ish, 70% ish. Yep.
8.
Lewis goes all the way to 8, and he calls, which, if we're ahead, tells us that 8 is a better bet than 6 or 7 in this case because he called it. That's great. River is an offsuit 5 and brings in no meaningful straight
Yeah.
because the straight that this brings in was already there.
Yes.
4/6 is not meaningful.
He could have he may have 9 jack, but and he maybe just
Yes.
I will check here because it's tricky board. And the 5 came, so he can have 6-9 maybe.
6/9, but 6/9 was a straight already and didn't raise you yet. So
yeah.
that's the thing, is the only new straight that was brought in was 4/6. And it's very difficult for him to have a 4/6 here. First of all, he had to call a 4/6 suited pre-flop. Then he had to call a 4/6 on the flop. So I don't think I think if he has a straight, he had it already. He had 9 jack or 6/9 and was slow playing you mostly 9 jack for here. So the 5, even though it looks scary, in my opinion, is a blank. Now, having said that, what would you want to check the river now? You've gotten as much value as you can. Now we'll see if he shoots a bluff or what happens. All right, let's see.
Yeah, it's just a top pair. I mean,
Yep.
I wouldn't bet
I'm gonna
here
still
a
bet.
lot.
Yep, that's fine. I'm still gonna bet. I'm gonna bet in the block plus size. So right around 10, 12 big blinds, something right around there. Let's see what Lewis does. Lewis goes for the full enchilada, goes for the pot. All right. And let's see what the guy does. He raises. All right. So as played, what would you like to do, S? You just got raised.
It's fold in my opinion. He may have even 2 pairs here.
Great fold. I love your fold.
He bet the flop, bet big on the turn, bet pot on the river, and now he's in position jamming in our face. Is this line over bluffed or under bluffed?
This is under bluffed. We are folding, folding, folding. Excellent.
Yeah, I guess my question here is, was I too greedy? I mean, I'm still kind of in my mind, I'm targeting Queen Jack, Jack 10, which like a wide guy's got a call on the button, most
Well, on
likely.
river, then you're targeting.
You're not targeting Queen Jack anymore on the river.
If I would be
I
like,
mean,
this
I mean not
size,
Queen Jack. I mean Queen 10. Sorry.
Queen 10, Jack 10. On the river, do you think like, I don't know. Like, I would say this is a little. I think that when we get called on this size on the river, I don't know if I would say that we're ahead. You
Yeah.
know, I would say that like probably like a hand like I don't know. It's going to be really close. You're going to be like barely ahead or be a little bit behind when you get called here. I think versus I think if you go to like 20 here, you get more calls from hands that you're ahead of that you think you're actually ahead of. I'd be concerned here if I got like called.
Yeah, in my mind, I'm like, I lose to ace 10, but like is a recreational really gonna fold like Queen 10, Jack 10, 10 9? Like probably not.
It's
So I don't think your bet on the river was too greedy. I was going to make the bet on the river also. I was okay with a check on the river, but I don't think it was too greedy. But I think your size was.
yeah, no, I'm not saying betting is bad. I'm saying that I think size wise, I don't know how much we get called by worse hands at this size.
All right. So we have yeah. Brian and I are agreeing on it and saying it a different way. That the bet on the river is fine and but smaller.
Like
Yeah,
even again, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think like I feel like if he had two pair or a straight, like he would have like raised at some point.
well,
But
think about it like
He
this
did.
though. When you didn't
yeah,
give
yeah,
him
yeah.
you didn't give him a chance to raise off that hand. Like you bet and then you bet
Small.
big on turn again. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't he's in position. Like now if you were if he was out of position and you did this, I would say that this size is better from in position because he's still very likely raising all of those hands from out of position.
Yep.
But from in position, he can just
Yeah.
go call, raise river, you know? Like he has
Yeah.
betting control, you know?
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Maybe.
Next, so let's go to and then we have some questions from S that we're going to answer. So after that, we'll do a Mel hand, and then we'll answer S, and Mike is starting to respond in the chat. So Mel, this hand is yours.
Is it mine? Again?
No, it's Mel. It's Melanie.
Oh,
But she may have stepped away. So I'm going to see if we have a Melanie. All right, Melanie seems to have stepped away. So this is going to go to Mike, and then we'll come back and answer your questions live in a second. S.
Okay, I would go between three betting here and just calling. This villain looks pretty decent, pretty good. So which would tend to lean me towards maybe calling more often, but
Well,
either way.
I have a question about that. When you say if you think he's pretty good from out of position, I think that wouldn't you want to three bet more? Like he actually is going to have a full button.
Yeah, I would three bet king queen off, almost pure.
Okay, that's fair enough if you're saying that you'd rather because king queen,
Yeah,
you don't want to get
it's
blasted off your equity as much with king queen suited, I guess.
yeah, and it's almost sort of a call is what's the word I'm thinking of? Sort of being tricky, mixing it, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, like a good player, like if he opened cutoff and I was on the button, I would certainly call this hand and three bet king queen off. And if there's fish behind, but I think when it's already going to be heads up, it's like, yeah, I think call's good. Call's good. All right, my bad. Just wondering.
So we three bet. You get called. All right, monotone, top pair, good kicker. I am going to see bet this hand and this flop. It's very small, almost up here. And checking is obviously good too.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't know, you don't want to go too crazy on the mono boards as like big
No.
blind.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. That's why I
Because
would choose a really small size, like
yeah,
B25 even.
because you're going to be mostly polar from the big blind. So I mean, you're going to have some suited hands, but you're going to free bet a lot of offsuit and like big pairs as well. That's like the main range probably. So I decide just to check our position.
Okay.
Yep.
So the advantage of this check is that you're not piling money in against his flushes. The disadvantage is you are giving the ace and king of diamonds, the solo ace of diamonds and solo king of diamonds, which you can have, a free card. So that's your trade-off. You're also giving a free card to his ace highs that will beat you if an ace comes.
Yeah, I mean, a reg shouldn't have many offsuit hands calling a free bet if he
It's-
looks reasonable, but maybe he does.
Yeah, it's also, but it's button versus big blind.
Yeah.
So it's more of it than, more of it than in other positions. All right. So it went check, check.
And I think I would continue with this card. I would continue with the check line. But again, it wouldn't be bad to bet either. If I were to bet, it would be on the small side. Okay, so he goes just over half pot here. And I'm calling this bet. I'm not raising and I'm not folding. And I'm going to be check folding. I'm not going to lead.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like a leading card, but I mean, to be honest, maybe like what offsuit hands should he really have other than ace queen, ace jack, like maybe ace king, but yeah, I mean, probably don't want to turn top pair into a bluff.
If he checks back, we probably win. Oh, he just outpipped us.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy how I played that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think you can bet the flop, but it seems I don't know if you're betting it the flop more or checking with this one. Feels very checky. You don't want to pile money in here. Like, so you lose to a lot. Like, it's kind of marginal on the flop. All right.
All right, next one is Mel.
Yes, I'm here.
Welcome back.
Okay, let's race. Um, it's a rather large race.
Mhm.
We have 664 hands, and 3-bet is only 8%.
I mean,
Yeah, and it's a large race. Like, I mean, anyway, I think we're calling, but we have to proceed cautiously.
Yep. The fact that you're 180 big blinds deep is good though, because you're not gonna
Yes.
you're not gonna get it all in on a queen high board or a jack high board, but he might get his very strong range all in on a queen jack board or a heart board or a straight board with set. So that might be good. The fact that you're so deep makes this queen jack go way up in value.
Mm.
All right.
yeah. I wonder if you can full bet this deep, but probably I'm not trying to mess around with full bets at the moment.
I would not be messing around with four bets against a guy who's three bet
With
is
these
percent.
stats. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And with that said, this board is nice, but this is not what we were looking for. And I want to
No,
remember that. All right, so let's see what he
this
does.
is the proceed cautiously board.
Yes.
Half pot. I don't like it. Because there's queen, I mean king queen, ace queen. So a couple of queens that were already beat, and then obviously kings, aces.
Yep.
He could also be doing that with ace king. Maybe he has jacks or tens is possible, but I'm not sure if they would raise so large. But anyway, also we don't have any kind of flush equity.
Actually, this might be sorry that I interrupt, but it might be an interesting board to count combos.
To do what?
Just to count combos he could bluff, like ace jack, ace king, and then go with ace queen, aces, kings, and see what develops from there, right? Because
Yeah.
his range is very tight, I guess.
I mean, you usually count combos in like a bluff catching spot, but I don't think it's that useful. I mean, I never count combos and I'm winning.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, I count combos, but also mostly in spots where I'm really fucked.
Yeah.
But I think for now we just have to call. We do have a queen, but we really need either another queen or a jack or
Right.
something like that to
Exactly.
really,
And
yeah,
if we get our other queen or our jack, either one of them could be terrible for us because against the
yeah,
ace queen king queen portion of his range, the queen is terrible, and against the ace king portion of his range, the jack is terrible. But what we're really hoping for is a check on the turn. That's what we're really hoping for.
yeah.
Right.
That was 26 into
Yeah, half pot.
again half pot. This also screams like a kind of traditional player. Somebody who has it and then always bets half pot.
Mhm.
I think we have to fold, like, because any other, a better queen, kings, obviously, aces, they all have the better two pair, and he feels apparently good about the 5.
Well, I mean, could have ace king, like a lot.
Would
Um,
he bet twice with ace king?
I don't know. Maybe. It's
Yeah.
hard to know.
I mean, c bet 67 on the
It's worth
flop.
knowing. I don't have these stats in my game. My website doesn't allow, but I mean,
Okay, sure. Yeah.
so like I'm not thinking about these stats. I mean, I have like the in-game HUD, which gives like very basic
Very
overview.
basic, like red or green or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it just says how aggressive they are,
Yeah.
like how loose they are, and
Yeah.
they're like free bet. That's basically it.
Yeah.
I feel folding's a bit weak. No, I mean, I would never fold here against
I
like
think, I mean, yeah, sure, like you have two pair, but you're going to have two pair on the river as well. And are you then going to call an all in? No, right? So why not already fold now?
Yep. So one of the things was when we went into this, we said we were not playing this hand to try to hit one pair. That was,
Yes.
we said we have to proceed with caution. Now, it is only a half pot bet, so maybe the amount of money that we're supposed to lose here is another 26 big blinds. But on the flop, we had three things going for us. We could have gotten a 9, and picked up a straight draw. We could have gotten a king and picked up a straight draw. We could have gotten a queen and most often had the best hand. We could have gotten a jack and sometimes had the best hand. Or he could have given up. All those things could have happened on the flop. Now, the only thing that can happen on the flop is for us to be ahead, on the river. And we said against his the 8% range, we were not feeling good about this. So I'm just pointing that out. And I'm with Mel
Yeah.
on the fold. I understand, Lewis, what you're saying to this size, to this half pot size, you can't fold top pair. But
yeah, I mean, I think there's some chance, like, I mean, we're pretty deep. There's some chance he's
Yeah.
pretty scared when he's done his 2 bets and now he doesn't want to follow through.
I mean,
That
certainly
happened.
if the river goes check, we're going to be very happy. That would be
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Like I don't think. I mean, I mean, you're gonna have to know a guy quite well to know that when they bet the turn in the free bet pot, the river bet's always coming.
Right.
I mean, I don't know that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So
this guy's not a. I mean, he's 8% free bet. He's not a 2% free bet. Against
That's
like a 2% free bet, I'd fold the turn.
right. So with
I'd probably
this,
still call for pre though.
yeah, that's fine. So so Lewis, just so you know, the reasons to call are clear. And right now, as of the people who have posted, you are out on a limb, you're alone. Because Mike is folding, I'm folding, and Melanie's folding.
Yeah.
So let's see what
Okay.
you do. That doesn't mean you're wrong, just means that's where you
I
are.
am calling as well.
Okay.
Okay.
It's you and Bub. All right.
You and Bob against the world.
Right. And you get the blank river. Let's see. Does he bet the river?
And
Or
do
does he
you
give
call
up?
again?
Uh,
Oh, wow.
I'm not calling you.
Well, what do you think I do?
I think, I don't know.
But maybe we can.
I
I
think,
mean, I think maybe you're thinking now is this is twice 2x pot.
No,
It's not really because
it's
we
not
have
really, he's like
130.
2x pot. It's 1.3x pot. It's our size.
Wait, why? Sorry, he bet
Because we have only
211.
130. He's making
Oh,
it look bigger than it is.
he
wait.
covers us.
But he's betting 211 and the pot
Right.
is?
We only have 130 left.
Oh, sure. Yes.
Right, we're in the effective stack.
Okay, but like, nevertheless,
Yep.
if you look at what he bets and what the pot is, even
But
if we have that behind, I mean, I can
you-
see why Lewis would now maybe think, okay, so far it was only half-half, and now he's going, full blast.
Right.
So maybe there are some bluffs in there. But for me, since I would have already folded on the
Right.
turn, I'm not getting into the situation, but I think I would fold.
I agree. And our initial thing, once again, our initial thing is he's going to lose his whole stack with his overpairs against when we make our straights and our sets and our two pairs. I mean, our straights and our trips and our two pairs, but we're not going to lose our whole stack with one pair. And here
Yeah.
we are getting ready to lose our whole stack with one pair. So let's not do that. All right, let's see what Lewis
I
did.
think
I think Lewis is going to fold. I think Lewis is going to fold. Please fold, Lewis. Or please call so we can see what his hand was. All right. So everybody folded, Lewis. Push the button.
Yeah, so in my view, like he's either got there's like 5 theoretical hands he's probably got. He could have. It's probably pocket queens,
Mhm.
pocket tens,
Mhm.
pocket aces, pocket kings,
Yep. Those are
and
the values.
maybe ace king. But are people I don't think the regs in my game are trying to like bluff it like for this deep, personally. Like what
Yep.
we started to hand deep. We started 170 big ones deep, 180 big ones deep. I don't
Yep.
think people were like running big bluffs enough here. So I just fold, like, yeah. Like, you know,
Do we
I
see
mean,
his hand?
no, we can't see it. That's only Scotty's side we can see.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. We
No.
just move on. He
All right.
probably had
Good
it.
fold. So good fold.
He
All
had
right.
queens.
Good fold. I like the fold on I like the fold on the turn better. And to call here to read into this, he's betting 211 to make it look bigger. Right? Because even though it's 130, it looks bigger. Oh, so that's got to be weak. He bets small, small, and now he blasts. So
Well, he
now
might just have the nuts. He just wants to get paid for something now.
Exactly. I
He
think you're
thinks a
reading it.
queen.
Yeah. If you want to read all that into his bet sizing, I think that you are slamming against the logic of why you called the queen jack suited in the first place. And I think if you're reading all of that, you're either a fish or such a mega player that you're above my height
No,
level.
no, no. I haven't played enough free bet pots with this guy. I don't know what he does. I
I
just
like
default to like top pair, marginal hand,
Right.
kind of small bet. I'll call, see what he does on the river, and he jammed on the brick. So,
Right. Okay, so
you know,
let's go to the next hand and then let's answer Sergey's question here. Sergey says, since so many cash players here, I want to ask some questions. Would Poker Tracker 4 be enough for me as a starting HUD? Yes, it would. When would be a good time to start practicing in casinos? Only when I beat NL2 or later? Yeah. Yeah. Unless it's not that the casino, by the way, notice the casinos can be softer and more profitable, but the size of money you're putting in is. So yeah, you should be.
well, it depends how much income you have,
Well, NL2, you mean the $200 game? No, I would say if you can beat the $100 game, you can beat the casino.
Do you know, I don't play
Yeah.
live at all, really, just because I don't have enough like money to risk. Even though I'm sure I can make money, but.
And then the last question is which poker clients are good for micro stakes, meaning which sites? So Coin Poker is fine. I think it plays with an ante, so slightly different than live. Ignition is nice because you can train on it and do what I do, which is see people's hands a day later. Mike is playing on ACR. And at one point we were warned by Um, who was the coach? Not
Justin Saliba.
No, a different coach. We were warned by one of the coaches not to play cash on ACR at one point. And he did not say why. We assumed that it was botnets or
I
something.
mean, if you're playing micro stakes, I think Coin Poker has no rake for 10 NL and below.
Yeah.
I
So
think.
coin poker is
Really?
nice.
Yeah, I think so.
They give you rake back. Coin poker is nice.
No, I
And
think it's 0 rake at micro
right,
stakes.
very possibly. Yeah. So there you go. So all those
Okay.
are great. And yeah, I would say rather than say beating NL2, you mean the $200 game, NL200. So 1-2, no limit. I think if you're beating 50 cent $1 online, you are more than good enough to play live. All right.
Yeah, I just don't want to invest like a lot of cash to
Yeah.
live
great.
game, and just it
Yeah,
takes
you beat
time to
Yep.
to
And if
come to
you're not
casino
beating,
and to leave and traffic and stuff.
exactly. And if you're not beating the $1 game, the $100 game, the 50 cent $1 game online, I think you should not be playing for more money than that in casinos, even though you'll still be a little better than them. I think you should be at least that good. All right. Next hand goes to, that was Melanie. And we did Melanie and Mike. The next one goes to Bub.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
He raises. We are in position. We are out of position.
We're out of position, heads up.
We are out of position heads up with 6-8. Okay, out of position in normal game, I would 3-bet some suited connectors. And I'm not sure, heads up, this might be a 3-bet, but I think calling is also fine.
I like the call better in 3
Yeah,
bets.
yeah. I haven't studied heads up, but sometimes I like to get the games going. So I sit sometimes heads up, but the people are usually pretty bad. So I kind of just play off vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So you,
just looking at his stats, at least he looks like a player who likes to play. He plays hands.
I mean, if a lot of these were heads up hands, like maybe it skews it a bit, but yeah.
Fold to
guy-
3-bet 0.
Uh,
There we go.
yeah, he doesn't fold. Okay, maybe I shouldn't if he does it. But yeah,
that's a good point. All right.
yeah. But I do the vibes 3-bet. I mean, it's heads up. I'm battling, right?
Mhm.
All right,
are.
let's see the board. We have a very dry board. If we check here, I don't think he would step here too often. So I would bet myself. And I mean, obviously we have top 2, right? Great hand. But what size would I go here? If I had pocket 9s, I would at least go like 10 half pot, 10 big blinds, half pot, something like this.
Okay. And Lewis goes 7. I would
Well-
shoot the 7, not because it's better, but I just know it's what I would actually do. So there
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
1/3 pot, right?
So same thing. So but you make a medium small bet, and he
Raises.
Raises.
Okay, now interesting thing is after his raise, we could just jam here because we probably way ahead. He could have pocket 9s and fold on bad turn cards if we keep blasting. So I don't hate jamming here. We could also just call because he raised it big. It's very likely that he keeps barreling on turn and river, but we don't know, right? And he could have a draw like 10-9. He turns into a bluff and maybe he shuts down on the turn. I don't know. Yeah. I think calling is good. I think jamming is fine against some opponents.
When you jam, he will do a fair amount of folding of hands that we have crushed. That is
True.
something to keep in mind. So I'm
We
not sure.
we don't keep in
Yeah.
bluffs in this case. Like I mentioned, like 10-9. But actually, to be fair, 10-9 could just call the flop
Yeah.
instead of raising.
Right.
So it's more likely that he also has a good hand, but
Yeah.
it's very unlikely that it's better than our hand.
Yes. And pocket 9s, pocket 10s, those kinds of hands have 5 outs against us.
Yeah.
So some
All
equity.
right. So I was thinking about cooling, but my intuition told me he wasn't going to fold, and I didn't want the board to get scary where he might you know,
That
check
is what I
back.
said, right? Yeah.
So I just rip it in.
And then I know people always say that's a really bad thing, but I personally like it because I also feel like he's not folding.
It is not bad. You are out of position. It is not bad.
Yeah,
This-
out of position.
This is probably unnecessary in position. Out of position, this is not bad. Let's see what he does.
And he has trips.
No.
Oh, ace eight, perfect. Yeah.
As I say, he had 3 outs.
So for sure he can have pocket nines here or tens and stuff. So yeah, great.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
let's take a look at one other thing though. Let's say that instead of jamming here, you call and the 4 comes. What do you expect him to do? So go back, let's see the sizing and how much is left. So while this line worked, I'm happy with this line. If we had done the call, pot
Be
would
like
be
80,
52, yeah, 72. We'd be about 76, something like that.
probably
He's got
jam.
11. And then on the turn, it's a 4. What do we think happens? So what were you going to bet the 4 or were you going to check the 4 if you take the check line? And this is Bub.
Okay.
Bub.
Yeah,
So
I would expect him to bet, obviously. So we check call, the pot will be what, 52, 79?
yeah, something like
He
that.
will probably just jam turn.
Right. And we're going to
So
call him.
we check call and also win.
Right. And Lewis, for you, if you took the check call line, which you were considering, on the turn, when the 4 comes, do you bet out or do you check?
No, I don't bet out. I mean, betting out is an interesting option. Maybe I'd think about it, but I mean,
Yeah.
is it really? It probably isn't better for my range, really.
No. It
Okay.
also makes your hand look like an overpair.
Yeah.
I think we could actually say if we believe that our opponent could have bluffs in his line, it's way better to check call. But if we don't believe that he has enough bluffs on the turn, we should always probably just check, just jam the flop, right?
Right.
Because
So when we go on, finish your sentence, Bub.
yeah, it's basically finished, right? Because if he doesn't have enough bluffs on the turn, he will always check back on the turn. And all he can have then is value, which also would call our flop jam, I guess. Something like pocket tens. If he jam over, he probably just calls. So yeah.
Yep. So if you take the line where you just called, when you take that line, on this turn, we are going to check. We assume that he's going to bet his ace 8 there a fair amount of the time. Maybe he doesn't, which would be terrible. And when he does bet it, is your intent to check raise all in, or is your intent to check call?
I mean, say I call and he bets like small in position, I'm just shipping it in.
Right. So we just check raise all in on the turn instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
Bet
enough.
3 bet's good because they're under bluffing in position raises.
And
Yeah.
we're ahead of
I mean,
their-
do you guys ever sit heads up? Like I just do it to like get more tables going.
Well, one of the things too though is that you're when you're out, like they have to have a lot of air balls for it to be bad for you to do what you're doing, you know?
Mhm.
Like if you're pushing them off of their total airball bluffs, then yeah, it's bad or whatever. But if they just don't have a lot of unintuitive bluffs, then just fucking rip it in their face. Like,
And it's also bad. It's also bad if this is the type of player who's going to fold pocket nines, pocket tens, and ace 8 here.
yeah. Well, I mean, this guy, it's kind of insane. It's heads up, but I mean, it's still kind of insane to stack off here to a bet 3 bet. But it's like, okay.
Because you could have just pocket nines. Your hand makes just sense to just be an overpair.
I mean, the other day I was playing heads up with a guy with 60 bigs. He just ripped it in for 60 bigs with king 4 off. I had aces in the just
Right, let's take a look at
yeah, I just had aces, and I'm like, okay.
Okay. Next hand is Brian's hand.
Eights.
Pocket
Open.
eights.
Open. ISO.
Oh, context. 64 free bet.
Oh, he's 3 betting 64% of the time. I mean,
14 out of 22 opportunities.
All
Okay,
right.
well, I'm in position, so I don't have to rip it. But we're trying to think. If he's 3-betting that high, we could basically be value 4-betting. But
Yeah.
like, I honestly think this would be a value 4-bet and protection, you know?
Yeah. I like the rip here
I,
better
I
because,
like to rip it.
yeah, because the bottom part of his range that we are quote crushing is actually flipping with us.
Yeah, so like
Right.
I kind of think that you could very happily just 4-bet rip it right now.
Yep.
And you get value. Sometimes you're absolutely smacked, but it is what it is. When he's 3-betting that high, it's less likely that you're getting smacked here.
Yep. All right. So let's see what Lewis does. He rips it. Yay. Gets called by.
3-5. Yeah, see, this is fucking great.
That's great. That's great. If he's,
I mean, you're value 4-betting and he called. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, I was just waiting to have a hand against this guy, to
Yeah.
be honest. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was.
Except Mike, he's not making a mistake by folding ace-7.
No, he didn't have very many chips left, so he's probably like it's probably pretty close for him to call stuff like with one over.
Yep. All right, let's take a look at the next hand. And this one is me. King Queen from the small blind. I am completely fine with folding this. As a matter of fact, most of the time I am folding this. But if I'm playing it, I'm 3-betting it. If I'm 3-betting, I'm 3-betting to 11.5 or 12-ish. All right. Let's
Yeah,
see.
this guy's quite tight. How does that change your thinking, Scotty?
And I'm folding it.
Yeah,
I fold.
but a 60% fold to 3-bet. Does that like, if you know that he's tight, but he folds a lot or like a decent amount?
Well, his under the gun raising range should be much stronger and have less folds than it is.
Yeah.
Like if he had open butt and this is such a slam dunk, even though he's tight, 3-bet,
Right.
if he's gonna fold a lot.
Right.
But his under the gun raise should be pretty strong and continue a lot in position.
Yes, but he's not under the gun. He's in the hijack.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever.
Right.
First act opening range.
Yes. Yeah. But there you go. So against the hijack, and so you take the 3-bet, that's fine. And I'm gonna just take a look while we do this. Keep going. All right, next.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're auto folding, Scotty.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Against the hijack, that it's just a fold.
No, I don't think it is. I think it should be auto 3-betting.
Okay, I'll take a look against the hijack. But I didn't.
Well, what about these stats though? Like
the stats push me more towards the fold. And
yeah, a little bit, but still, I think King Queen for 3-bet.
I don't know. I feel like I've been having. I mean, I feel like I've been having success 3-betting some of these tighter guys. Like sometimes they still just fold like enough of their range, but but like I wouldn't like overdo it. Say I'd like yeah, this is like the worst hand I 3-bet against this guy.
If he's tight and folds a lot, then you get to just really play. Like if he's going to fold a lot, you get to push him off his equity and take down pots. But also, if you're going to say that like you're going to play well enough post flop that this guy's tight, he's just got like when I'm crushed, I'm just not giving him my money. Like then I think it's fine to do it.
Well, you say that.
It's hard to play well enough in 3-bet pots from out of position.
Yes, but there's certain times where it's like because if a guy, I kind of like him doing this thing where if you look at the way somebody plays, it gives you a lot of like the way somebody plays pre-flop tells you a lot about how they're going to play post-flop. So if he's tight and over folding pre-flop, then post-flop he's probably going to do the same thing. So what does it mean when he's piling money into the pot?
He has you.
Okay, so then the same guy that's loose and passive pre-flop, if you start giving him all of these credit for bluffing in certain spots, you're probably wrong because he's loose and passive. He's very likely, he's probably, like if he's passive pre-flop, he's probably not very aggressive post-flop. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's kind of like this would be a spot where it's like, okay, I bet and get check raised, I fold my king, queen instantly. Like, or I get in position raised, I'm out of here. Or I check and he bets pot, I might just fold.
Yeah. So as played, so by the way, and just so you know, against the hijack, the king queen offsuit in the small blind is a pure fold with a sliver of raise. The sliver is 5%.
Oh, we're in the small blind here?
We're in the small blind.
Okay.
We're in the small blind and he's in the hijack. So But as played, we 3-bet it. Comes to here. So you're continuing for a third of pot. I'm okay with continuing, and I'm also okay with checking range here. So you did the third pot bet. That's great. When we get raised, we have to fold. We're beat.
Yeah, I got sticky.
Okay. Go ahead. I understand why you got sticky. You got sticky because I have top pair and second kicker. I haven't lost enough money yet. Yes, you have. Maybe he's got a flush draw there. Sure, maybe he does. So let's see what he does on the turn after the call. I've already folded, by the way. Check. And he. All right. I'm going to fold now. And we call. All right. Excellent. And we
Oh,
get our queen.
did we
And
suck out?
we're going to beat
Oh,
ace queen.
okay.
So ace queen, it was the bluff. Pretty high equity bluff, you know?
Yeah,
Yay.
that is why I also prefer checking. He would have bet like some sizing and we can just call and then go from there. I feel like check calling is easier in these spots.
Yep. So I lose this hand in several ways. I lose the hand that I could have won a stack with by folding pre-flop, but I only lose half a big blind. I lose because I folded to his 65 on the turn, and I lose because I folded to his check raise.
Well, if you also look at it like this, you're losing when you're folding pre-flop. You are making a very good fold.
Yep, because I'm king queen against ace queen.
I mean, it's not that's results oriented, but in general, most of the time you are going to be in the spot where you're dominated. You know, against somebody that's this tight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this guy only lose. I mean, if he's really this tight, he's probably not opening pocket threes because that's not even a GTO raise, and he's like tighter than GTO. So we literally only lose to ace king, the one combo of kings and pocket eights.
Okay,
but
like after
if
his
you pick-
raise, he cannot have anything else, right? He cannot have queens or jacks or tens.
Well, no, he doesn't have any of that. We basically his raising range. If you think he's capable of like high equity bluffing, this is not even really a bluff. He just has a lot of equity. You know, you can then on the turn, like you're either smacked or you're kind of flipping, or on the flop you're kind of smacked or flipping. You know, maybe chopping. You know, maybe king queen raises this king queen raise from him.
Yeah, king queen or spades, maybe.
Well, that's really bad if you're up against king queen.
Right.
Yeah, I think the main mistake here was just free bet. I should just fold against this type of guy, most likely. Because
I don't hate your 3-bet that much. It's like if he's gonna fold a lot, I just would say that like this would be a spot. Even though you won this pot, a lot of the time you might just want to fold here.
Yeah, I mean, I think folding the flop's kind of ridiculous when like I don't know, unless you think like, oh, he's only got like combo wise, it's just like there's one combo of kings and three combos of pocket eights.
What are his bluffs though? What are his bluffs?
Yeah, I mean flush draw apparently. Like
about his flush draws. Most of his flush draws are ace high. So against an ace high flush draw, it doesn't have to be ace queen. Against an ace high flush draw, he's got 9, 12, 35%. You're flipping. Now, granted, there's dead money in the pot when you're flipping, and sometimes he doesn't pull the trigger at the end, and so you just get to get there cheap. Sometimes that happens. But this hand is not even ahead of the ace high flush draws.
Well, I think it is.
Well, it's equity wise. It's like
52 against 48%, something like this.
Oh, let's show that.
It's 12 outs, right?
Yeah,
12 outs.
But the math gets slightly different. So let me.
Yeah, it's very close.
Very close to that, but I'm just going to give you the actual number here against these exact hands. So this is.
I mean, it was saying the hand history.
Ace queen suited against king there. The flop is exactly king of hearts, 8 of spades 3.
I will say though, but if you're in position, I'm slam dunk 3-betting this just because I get to be in position to play.
Yep. Okay. There we go.
Plus, I'm sure his fold, the amount that he folds is probably higher when he's out of position. So you just have probably more fold equity, and you're in position post flop.
Right. So I'm wrong. It's actually 54-46. He's ahead. We're
Oh,
ahead. We're
yeah,
ahead
yeah.
by more than 52.
Yeah, I was gonna say no way we were behind.
No, we're not behind. But anyway, okay. All right. Next hand goes to. All right, that was Scott. So we're back to Sergey. Let me see if anybody else has shown up. Nope. We're at Sergey.
I would just call here.
I love it. Sometimes raising the 9-10 suited and the 9-8 suited.
Yeah, connectors. I
But
would raise maybe sometimes connectors, but also call to.
Good. Okay. And he from out of position.
It's
checks.
bad, like half pot or 2 blinds or something. Third, 1/3.
Yep, exactly. Anywhere 2, 3, 4.
Small bet. Yeah, small bet.
All good.
It's what he will bluffing here. I wonder what he will bluffing here. He wouldn't bluff flush draw. I think so. He will
Combo.
raise with. He would raise with some. He wouldn't raise with the like top pairs. I would call here to see what. Yeah, we'll call.
And you're going to be folding a lot. If you call here, you're going to be, and he continues. There are a lot of turns you need to fold to.
Yeah, I would fold on
So
the
we're really looking to hit an 8, a 10, or a check on the turn. That's what we're really looking for when you call here. All right, so you call. Well, that's an 8, a 10, or a check. That's great.
Here will. He's super aggressive, and I still believe he may bluffing here on turn because the bet size is very huge. His stats says he looks like decent player, right? Looks like great.
This guy, I mean, I play a lot with this guy. He's kind of tight, aggressive, but
tight. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he showed me a bluff the other week, and I was shocked because I kind of put this guy's not really a bluffer. That was my read of him, but it's kind of changed recently. I mean, like 3% free bet, he's kind of like that's really fishy, or like just
call.
yeah.
I would call here.
Raise? Anyone raising?
I'm considering raising.
That's already depends again, right? Can he bluff? Let's say he's 5-6 here. He doesn't hit. Does he jam river?
Maybe.
What about but also
Or 7-5, something like this. Any bluff he can have. Would he continue on river? I think that is very important. Otherwise, I would just jam here.
And it might be a good idea to give up on the river if there will be like any heart card, like the flash.
Lewis, what is your sense of this guy that when he has ace, ace, king, king, queen, queen, jack, jack in this line, which I think he can have all those hands, does he fold to a jam now, this guy?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I mean, I doubt who's folding over pairs on 10-8-4-3.
Great. Then I love the jam. If he's not folding over pairs, I love a jam here.
Yeah.
That's another good point, yeah.
But like, I guess we're in that point where it's like, when we were in the heads up hand and with the top two, and we were like, oh, in position, I would call. And now it's like, oh, we're in position. We'd call to keep in all the bluffs, but we're going to raise. But I guess it's like, the thing is, if we raise, he's going to fold his flush draws, right? Like, do we want that? Maybe. But like, if he's got a flush draw, he's got like 20%.
It's fine if he folds his flush draws, and I don't know if he will fold his flush draws.
He could have ace 5 of hearts. He's never folding that.
Yeah.
really? You think this architect, a kind of tight guy, like he's just gonna bet pot and then put another 70 in with a flush draw? I
Well,
don't know.
one of the things is, I mean, specifically what he was talking about with Ace Five of Hearts. Like I know a lot of tight people, but they cannot fold a combo draw. Like just
Okay,
they're
right.
just unable to fold combo draws.
So if
Which-
he's got like Ace Jack of Hearts, he's like stacking, like just gonna call.
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I didn't see the beginning of this hand. Did you three bet or did you just call? Did he three bet you out of the big blind or he just called?
Call, and then
It called and then he
check raise
check raised
flop.
small.
Okay, when he check raises small and then he continues here, what is his range?
7-6 of hearts could be part of his range. Just an example draw, right? And
I would just say that this line, like even when they check raise bluff, I mean, most people don't do it enough, and they usually don't double barrel enough. So on the turn when he continues with an overbet, I think we don't have a lot of fold equity, and we should just put the money in.
Okay, let's see what Lewis does.
Yeah. Now that I reflect, I think putting the money in is good. And then we jam.
Uh,
Now the question is,
Now it's hard.
Scotty, this is what you said a lot. If you beat value, you can't fold. Like, would he do this with an overpair? Like,
No,
that's the question. Like, I don't know. I'm not in this spot. Like, do people still value jam their overpair when the flush
Well,
comes?
he flatted out of the big blind, right?
No,
No,
he
he's
he
initial
raised the
raiser.
small blind.
Single raise pot.
Oh boy.
Oh shit! We're in the big blind. Okay. Yeah, okay. So he can still have overpairs. I was about to say, but he has a large portion of his range that isn't overpairs and is a lot of suited stuff. And I don't think he does this with an overpair.
So what, like people like, yeah, because this is what got to me. I'm like, an overpair, like, maybe you can value bet for pot, but like, would people, is it different because it's like a check raise? It's not like a bet type thing. It's like a check raise, bet line. So it's like what would you do an overpair? Like check or like bet small? Like when the SPR's won? That's an interesting question, and I
Yeah.
don't know the answer
He
personally.
probably blocks. Blocks or checks. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's jam when the obvious draw completes, when like every obvious draw completes too. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of straights come in. Obviously, the flush comes in. I mean, not a ton of straights. Ace 5, 5, 6, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So your question is, do we beat value here? And
Yes,
I would
yes, that's the
say
question. Yeah.
I don't think if he had, we lose all the sets. I still don't even think a set does this. If he has, like, what is his range? He check raise. I mean, he could very well just have combo draws. Is like a very well represented part of his range here that get there.
So I have a more important question. Whose hand is this? Is this Sergey's hand? Sergey.
Yeah.
So you're
Yes.
faced with this on the river. What are you doing? You're the first person to answer this.
I would fold. The whole line is saying he just got flush right now.
Okay. So Sergey is on a fold. All right, now go on, Brian.
I'm on a fold.
I don't. I'm trying to find the value that we beat, and I don't think there's a lot of it. I mean, maybe we beat.
Overpair.
That's spatters.
Here's what you beat. You beat overpairs with a heart who looked at the river and said, I hate this river, but I'm not going to fold, so I might as well be the one who jams.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what would I do here? Like, would I
That's what-
jam my overpair? Like,
Right. So he check rate.
But-
He opens.
but then what does this guy do? He's kind of tight. Like,
Yeah.
probably not, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he still thinks that over. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the question.
Right.
Because if he does this with overpairs, it's you cool, right?
Yeah, exactly. If he does this with overpairs, you call.
Does this with aces with the ace of hearts? Then yeah, I guess. But
Then you gotta call. Yeah.
I don't know if he does do that. It's close.
Yeah.
I think that we lose too far more than we beat. We need 30. What do we need to win? 33% of the time, a little more than 33% of the time to
35.
call.
Mm.
Do we beat 70 or 65% of his range here?
There's still a
No,
lot of
it's all-
sets here. So.
Because all his bluffs got there.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is I don't think we beat
Yeah.
65% of his range. I think we fold.
All
I
right,
mean, we
let's-
don't have to beat 65% of his range, do we? But
Yeah, if we need to win 35% of the time.
So we
right?
only have to beat
No, we
35%
have to
of his
beat
range.
35% of his range.
Oh,
Or
shit, my bad.
65. Yeah.
Yeah,
We get to lose twice as often.
yeah.
as we
Sorry.
win. Still
That was
profit.
off. That was off. We need to
Right.
win. Yeah. Okay. So do we beat 35% of his range? It's close. I mean, we only beat the overpairs, and if he ever spaz with the set, we obviously are already behind.
Mhm.
But we do block. I mean, I'm not a big blocker person, but set at 8s but 3s, 4s are certainly in play, and 10s are we certainly beat. We certainly lose, block them, but we still lose 3, 4. I don't know. I mean,
Yep. All right. So let's see what Lewis did.
he
Lewis
called
called, and he is up against
the nuts.
the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, ace eight makes almost.
Right. So look at what he check raised with. He check raised top pair with the flush draw. Look at what a great fold this was on the flop.
I mean, there's no way you can fold on the flop against
You
that
can't.
size.
You absolutely
I
You
did.
can, but I mean, you're kind of almost getting odds to hit your 10 or 8, no?
No, you're not.
What are
Like,
you? What is
You are
it?
absolutely not. Not in this exact hand.
2.
An 8 loses, so you have got
yeah.
2 outs. 2
Yeah,
queens.
but you got like infinite implied odds to hit your 8 or 10. Like,
Not your 8. Not your 8. Your 8 is losing.
Okay,
hit.
well
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
results oriented, Scotty. Let's say he has
No,
a
no,
million
but we
pairs.
were
Don't say
saying
it.
in this exact configuration. We're saying
Yeah,
in this
okay, but not
exact-
in this exact configuration. Let's say he
Okay.
like a big part of his range here is also over pairs and sets.
Big
and
part
stuff.
of his
So
range
we're,
is
our
over
8's
pairs.
dead to a
And you've
set.
got 5 out. You've got 5 outs, and
I mean,
you are-
8's you
You're
have
hitting
3 outs against. I mean, you are dead to a set. Like,
Yeah. You're
yeah.
dead to a set and you have outs against over pairs. So let's
and you
just
have
say we're up
5
against an over
5
pair.
outs. You have 5 outs against over pairs. Okay.
Yeah, and
you
your
got-
implied odds are like infinite against an
Mhm.
overpair. Like
But
I
your
think my
odds-
mistake, I should just. I mean, I'm fine calling the flop. Like it's
There you
not much chips. I think I should just get the fucking money in on the turn. Like against
You agree
the
with turn. I don't know about calling flop, but I think turn you just put the money in.
yeah as an exploit because like
And
I
he
mean this
calls.
guy
and
like this guy. Yeah, I mean,
But
yeah, I
that's
still
fine.
lose. I still lose the
But
max
that's
because there's no way he folds like flush draw with top pair.
That's That's good. We got our money in good. We lost.
Yeah. But I think calling the river was a mistake. I mean, I don't think this was a mistake personally. But like it's close, I'd say. But I just think the implied odds of hitting are just super high.
Well, part of the reason you're calling here is because you said you saw this guy bluff you like a couple weeks ago, right?
No, that was just to give context because like his stats look like he'll never bluff, right? 3% free bet. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That looks like you know. But that's probably why he showed, right? Because he's
exactly.
like,
That's my
the
thing.
one time I bluffed you.
Yeah, he bluffed you one time. That's what you have. That's the information you have, and you showed it. Like that makes me when somebody shows me one card or does not show me their hand, I'm like, that was a good fold. Like people love to show it when they have it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and I played 1,000 hands with this guy. That's the only time I've ever seen him show. Like I like fin value bet queens on a king high board. He check raised me and he showed like queen jack for like a gut shot or something.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. That was Sergey. So Melo's up next. You were going to say Bub.
The only thing I would say about this hand is I think, at least on the river, it would make sense to count combos, right? Just what I did in the chat, and I was like,
Well,
I don't know what he can have, but actually, I cannot find any value I beat except 3-4 suited, if he has that.
Over pairs if he does that with. Like, that's the value.
3-4 of hearts, you don't beat the 3-4 of hearts. The flush cannon.
This is the same.
No,
we're saying is super tight. He's not doing this with over pairs. Like,
yeah, if
I don't know, but no, that's the question. Like, does the tight guy overvalue?
How often do these types of players jam their stack in when the obvious draw completes?
But Brian, you're a cash guy, right? Like,
yeah,
like a live cash. How often have you seen
cash,
someone? How often have you seen someone overvalue an overpair?
I will completely agree with you that I see some spaz, but not at a high enough rate for me to bluff catch. Like, it's like the thing, it's like if they're just under bluffing in this line, yeah, they're going to have bluff sometimes, but it's very profitable for us to long-term fold. That's my thing about it, you know?
Yeah.
And
give yourself an easy life and fold. I agree with that. Like against this guy who's probably not bluffing.
Like, I make some hero calls before. Like, this last week, I called down with ace high and under pairs twice in big pots. But it was like, this spot makes no sense. In this spot, I can say it makes a lot of sense for you to have a combo draw right now that just got there on the river and jammed in my face.
Yeah, he's uncapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's my thing. Versus like if a guy does some weird ass line that makes no freaking sense, like yeah, I'll probably call down a little light because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, and I can find a lot of bluffs. But in this spot, I like, yeah, I can find bluffs on the flop and the turn, but on the river now, like
They're there.
they got there.
Yeah.
Bluffs got
Well,
there.
I never thought he was bluffing. It was just about like, do I win
Yeah,
enough?
it's
Because
just,
he's
does he
got
have
the
ace eight
overpairs.
with the ace of hearts? Yep.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Mel, you got
But yeah.
got king, king, but you don't have the king of hearts.
I mean, yeah, it's mainly about this is too this is under bluffed. A lot of the bluffs got there anyways. Like if he's spazzing, good for him. He wins this pot.
All right, Mel's up.
Okay, let's raise. That's a big blind raise. Hmm. Let's re-raise to 30. Okay, somebody's jamming. Oh, because it's such a small stack. Ah, sorry, yes. That actually makes more sense. Let's go for it. What? Check 9.
I had the same hand recently for in a 4K pot, and the guy went running jack, running 9.
Really?
Yeah, I jammed because he was jamming any two. I had kings versus jack 9, and he says I have jack 9, and then the flop comes 4-4-2, literally, and then the river, the
Oh,
turn is a
geez.
9, river's a
No
jack.
way. No
And you still
way.
win.
Wait, no, it wasn't. It was 4-3-2 is what it was. That's
4-3-2,
why I
yeah.
still lost.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Up next after Mel is Mike.
Hello. Hey, you got me?
Yep, we got
All
you.
right. Okay, we're gonna raise. Let's see. I'm just looking at, oh wow, look at the big blind. Okay. I think I might even go bigger than normal here because of the big blind. So, I mean, we're ISOing. I would just raise bigger, 6 at least. But that's our standard. Oh, we get a little 3-bet from this guy. We are still pretty deep, and we get a cold call from the short stack. This potentially, assuming there's some meta going on with the big blind who's pipping 100% of hands, there could be some weird stuff happening with other players too.
He's also
With this,
3-betting. He's 3-betting half the hands. So let's.
yeah, I am going to 4-bet this and
Yeah.
basically probably get it in. If this is the same guy that we saw earlier, where he
It
what did
is
it
the same
look like?
guy, but this hand
And if it's
happened.
chronological order.
No, this happened. This hand happened before. I stacked him and he left later.
Okay, so we may not know. We didn't see that hand.
No.
And if
But
we
I
haven't
mean,
seen anything else that's been really egregious, then
no. But the stats are as the hand was. Like he really, I had.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
curious if you knew like how egregious he was being. And if you did know that, I would 4-bet and get it in. But if you didn't know, I would 4-bet and maybe fold, but we'll see. I'd 4-bet here.
No. I knew at this point.
All right.
So
Let's
what
4-bet.
size? What size against the short stack and the mega whale?
Uh, 20.
What
Wait,
about
let's
40?
see if there's some sort of half raise here that if the other guy jams that we
reopen
can
it.
reopen, right?
I don't trust that
So
other guy to do it. I don't trust Pro Harbor to do it because he didn't do it to
yeah,
this
he
race.
hasn't done it yet.
He hasn't done it
Also,
yet.
the call go guy's probably just going to do it for you anyways if he's the whale.
Yeah. He might.
Yeah,
If you make him commit half of your stack, then he's just probably going to jam it in your face and you snap it off because you have value.
yeah, so probably like 20. Nothing giant.
23. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. We do we just want to just get this hand in now?
Sadly, yes. And we're gonna lose to 3-4 offsuit.
If his range is so wide, ace queen is still value. The thing is that will he call? If he calls with a 6 and a 4 or a jack, I think it's still okay. We have pretty good equity in the hand. So yeah, maybe we just
And
jam this hand.
every nonsense 3-7 offsuit every nonsense deuce 9 that he has still has 25% equity
Yeah,
against us.
but at this point, I'm not expecting him to call with those hands.
Yeah.
I'm expecting him to
But
fold
getting
all
them
those
to fold,
hands.
I'm saying, but getting them to fold actually has value because
Yeah.
he's
Oh, for sure.
25% of his equity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But if assuming he only calls with a pair or
yeah,
better, then I think it's still okay to jam this hand.
I agree.
Yeah, sorry, just need to swap out my mouse. It died. Yeah, I bet small. Just
Right.
But yeah, just plugging in my spare mouse.
Now, were you considering if when you go small, if he goes over the top of you, are you folding this?
I don't think you can for like how big the
All right.
pot is and how
Okay.
much behind. Because if I bet 10, like 15, he's gonna jam. Like there's like I'll have like less than pot behind. Like I've probably just got enough against his nonsense. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
He's betting
Yeah.
small is good if he's gonna instant muck any absolute bullshit. If you say he's never folding a pair, it's like close on whether you want to jam or not, I would think.
And the only thing Sergey says, let's let him bluff here, but we're in position, so he hasn't bluffed here. And if we check, we just give him free equity on the turn, like to
Yeah,
whatever
Yes, yeah, I
random
agree.
hand he has.
Yeah, I agree,
Right.
Mike.
I must say, like I like this guy just been like jamming, basically jamming to win every hand or like free bet it. I can't like I don't think there's many. I haven't seen him play post much because people just been folding, to
Yeah.
the aggression. But yeah, I decided to bet, and yeah, I'm gonna call if he goes all
Yeah.
in. Like, because like he's just probably gonna do it with any pair a lot of the time, and or a flush draw, and we're gonna have enough equity against that, given the
Yep.
pot odds.
Right. So we
Uh,
bet 12. He calls. Well, now it's
Yay. And we have 65 left here. I would bet small again, just to make it a mistake to call a flush draw. So, what is that? We'd be betting probably, we need to bet
Why not just bet
15 to make it a
35.
mistake for him to call.
Yeah, just
Maybe.
over 35, which is kind of a weird size for this, but that's what it is. We got to go over 35 for a flush draw to be a mistake.
Is that right?
So remember,
If he
yeah,
has,
yeah. And then if he has a king high flush draw, it's not a mistake.
I will jam here.
Bub, are we concerned about his call? No, we're not concerned about anything. We don't mind all the money going in with this,
yeah,
against
jamming is clearly okay. I was just thinking about betting
Yeah.
smaller to get him to call more often with a flush draw.
right.
I guess
And
I guess if he's never folding any flush draw, just jam.
I don't think he's folding a flush draw ever
Yeah.
because of who he is. And he folds.
okay.
You will be jamming on the river anyways.
All right.
Like if there
Yeah.
will be like
Right. Okay,
a
so
lot
it's
of
Mike.
spades,
After Mike is Bub.
other clubs.
Let's ISO if nothing happens. Yep, 4.5 sounds good. I would go like 4 bigs, but also the sky is a little bit smaller, right? Just 50 bigs. Okay. We have a gut shot. We have a club. We have a lot of equity. I mean, I don't mind betting small. I don't mind checking. If we check here, I think that's perfectly fine. We get called. Okay, we get called by 2. Okay, now I'm a little bit scared. We make a flush. So
Straight.
yeah, we
flush.
make we make a straight. But the problem is if small blind actually wanted to trap here, he could have 10-9. Yeah, I mean, I guess we still have to just value bet and see what happens. I would bet like not even too big, maybe like 15.
Yeah, I got a bit scared here. Well, I actually timed out and checked, but like I was thinking like what hands do people like to cold call with, and then like what hands do people like to limp call with? It's like these sort of middling cards, middle high
They can have
cards.
Queen Jack. Queen Jack can easily call a bet.
I
I
mean, they can
think
easily have
Jack
nine,
10.
like yeah, like we don't have the Uber nuts, but so like if I bet and get raised, it's pretty awful. Because it's just going to be a boat almost every time.
Yes.
Great, you just get the fold
But
bet.
I don't think it's ace nine. That's the only thing.
So yeah, I was like pondering a bet or a check, and then I timed out and checked.
Wait, if you bet and you get raised, you say it's always a boat, then you just always get the fold, and that's good.
Yeah,
So
but
then
would
that
I?
there's nothing wrong with that then. And then if like so his range is like he can have pocket nines, pocket tens, pocket eights, pocket sevens, pocket jacks, pocket queens. He can have suited broadways, offsuit broadways. He can have suited aces, like all that's like a cold calling range a lot of the time. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can get value from still, like king, queen, queen, jacks, definitely in range.
Yep.
Pocket jacks is within range as well. That's something that's not folding right now. I mean, I think there's, and then when you get raised, you just fold. If you're that certain, it's always a vote. You just
Yeah.
hell out of the way.
Yeah,
And what do you think?
that sounds very simple, but I had like 6 cash tables and like 2 tournaments and like limited time to act. So I just time couldn't decide what to do. But like yeah, I think that's
Excuses.
Although-
So you have to play
no.
less tables.
No,
There's one thing about this, which is
it's a mental block. You can't ignore the mental hard.
Right.
It's hard to fold good hands for sure, mentally,
So hold on 1 second.
especially when there's lots of action going on.
Right.
Like
You're
for
right.
sure.
one thing that you've just said. What you've just said is a reason to be playing fewer tables.
Yeah, you should probably do like
Doesn't
four.
mean you have to. There are reasons there are reasons to play as many as you are, but the thing that you just said is a reason to play fewer tables. All right, let's play this hand.
I don't think I need to play fewer tables.
Nope, but you can play higher stakes and fewer tables and get the same kind of thing because while you're a better player than the people you're playing against, you are not playing your A game. And you just said that to us. I'm not saying I'm seeing you make mistakes. I'm saying you just told me that the reason you didn't do this was because you couldn't concentrate on it because of the number of tables you're playing. That's an argument for playing fewer tables. All right.
Yeah, I had a
Um,
migraine on Saturday, but I still thought
Right.
I could make money.
That's
So
another
what?
argument for playing fewer tables. All right.
No, I
Go
did play few. I did
Bro-
play a few tables actually, but
Yeah.
I check here.
We checked. But Brian, what size would you have used on turn? I'm just asking because I said 14, something like this. Not too big, not too small.
What's his range? He continues. He can have some 9x. He can have a lot of his hands that continue are like pair plus straight draw, stuff like that. I think they're gonna be pretty inelastic with all that. I'm trying to set this up to jam river. I'm gonna go like if I go 20 here, we get 46 in the pot or 66 in the pot, and we have 70. I go like just enough to get it so it's like a pot size bet on river, a little under pot. So probably 25. Say if Queen Jack doesn't fold, or if Queen Jack doesn't fold, all that shit doesn't fold, and we just try and get set up so that we can get all the money in from those hands. And then of course there's 9x in range that's just never folding. So we just we always get to set it up perfect for that hand too. But yeah.
Okay. I don't think he has too much.
And so that
9x,
size,
to be fair.
so that size is going to be just under pot, right? No.
Yeah,
it's
you can go you could literally go 25 here and you have a pot size jam on river.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
75. Yep. Yeah. So it's going to be right around 22 is going to be 2E for this hand. So that's a fine way to do it. All right. So
Okay.
let's see. So we checked by accident. And now on the river, we get bet into.
Okay. I mean, at this point, we just have the bluff catcher, but we have actually a good one because
I disagree with your description. This is more than a bluff catcher. You could
Yeah.
raise this and get called by a 9.
Yeah, we have thin value.
You could, yeah, I'm not saying you should raise this, but you could raise a bluff catcher is you only call and you only win when they're bluffing. You're beating
Yes.
a 9 here. You're beating a jack here. And he was going to bet a 9 and a jack here. given the action on the turn.
I changed my mind. We don't have thin value. We have thick value.
We have thick value.
Wait.
have to
How
stick it.
how are we getting thick value here from? Wait,
We have 9-10 Jack Queen King. We have a straight. We beat Ace 9 and we beat
Yes.
10 Jack. We lose
Okay.
full houses. That's all we lose to. That's
But-
thick value. It's not the top of the top of range.
How is 10 Jack betting pot size out of position against two other players here on the river?
He's
Yeah,
got
I
a
would
straight.
disagree with that one specifically. I don't think it's always. I would
And secondly, Ace 9 could raise flop. I mean, it's a very draw heavy board. I can see Queen Jack, but I'm not sure if Queen Jack is just bombing the river against two players. So I actually feel like I have a bluff catcher here.
Didn't the turn go check, check, check?
Yeah, the turn did
The
go
turn went
check,
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 check.
check, check, but
So
the
what is he worried
flop,
What's he afraid of?
Where's the two players too?
there are two players. I don't know. I feel like I have a bluff catcher here.
Okay.
I
I'm not
still
saying-
think he's uncapped and he
Alright.
can have full houses.
Okay.
We don't
So
have to. Just because we have thin value or thick value doesn't mean we have to raise here.
right, we don't have to bet here. We don't have to raise him. But Bub, if you think you have a bluff catcher, that means that when you call, you should be only winning when he's bluffing, right? That's a bluff catcher. If this guy shows you Jack Queen, do you think that he was bluffing with Jack Queen, 9-10 Jack Queen, 9-10 Jack Queen? I'm sorry.
Queen Jack, yes. Queen Jack is
Okay.
a bluff
Do you
here.
think he was right? And do you think he was bluffing? By the way, I read this wrong. I thought a Jack alone was a straight. If it isn't, yep, no, the 10 Jack. It's not 10 Jack.
If
and do you think
someone
he's
is
bluffing?
turning,
Do you
if
think he's
someone is
bluffing with ace?
betting top pair here for full pot
That you think it's a
size,
bluff? You think it's a bluff?
King Queen. King Queen's
Yeah.
not a bluff. At least they don't think they're bluffing, and I don't even think it is a bluff.
Nope. All right.
Just an
So let's.
oversized value bet where it's hard to get called by worse.
Okay. Here we go. Now let's see what I'm assuming that Lewis did not fold here. Let's see what Lewis did. So you called, Lewis called, and we get to see his hand. King 10.
okay, that is. I mean, yeah. If people are playing this for value, but this
that was
must be
fair-
a
this guy
bluff,
doesn't
right?
know.
This
doesn't
must be a bluff.
You know,
What-
this guy's a fish. You have to know that sometimes people don't know what they're doing and they're just stabbing at
True.
pots. So
Yeah.
this isn't a value bet or a bluff. This is I have no fucking clue what to do right now. I bet.
Okay. Next hands are going to go to. And by the way, if you raised this, he's probably folding a 10.
Yeah.
So the raise probably doesn't get more money. We don't know that. He might have called it.
Yeah. So
What is the
Brian
problem?
thinks I should actually. No, so should I have jammed? Like this guy's obviously a fish. Like even without seeing his hand. But like, I don't know. He could have. You know, he theoretically. Like, does he have
I'm not-
enough like nonsense which he's not going to fold to like justify raising? Or I
I
mean, it's
would.
hard to know. It's hard to know.
I would.
I was just my disagreement was with that we have a bluff catcher. I don't think we have
Yes.
a bluff catcher. My thing was I'm saying that I think we have value. Now the question is, do we want to raise against a pot size bet, and can we get called by worse when we do? And it's like, do you think these players will ever call King Queen or like Queen Jack if you raise, and will they ever call Ace 9 King 9 or something like that if you raise?
I think they will.
I think the 9s certainly do. And then we have, it's just, like sometimes I think if you go for really thin here, you just fucking lose to a boat sometimes. And it is what it is, which is okay. But there's also, I think, enough other hands that we beat to go for it,
Yep. All right. Next hand is going to be a Brian. We're going to, the next two hands are Brian and me, and I'm going to give up my hand for Brian. So we got two Brian hands coming up. All right. You got Queen Deuce suited on the button.
Okay,
You
so
open?
this is an open, I guess.
Yep. You opened. And
Yep,
you got
that's
called by
fine.
the big blind. The big blind is mega deep. Not that it matters. You're 100 big blinds deep.
All right,
go.
we're 100 effective. All right,
Right.
we flop bottom pair.
Flop bottom pair. He checks to you.
Checked. What's this guy's stats? Reggie?
No,
Fishy?
high. We only
Fishy?
have seven
Okay.
hands on him. We only have 7 hands on him, but he has played all of them. Or
All
not
right.
all, played a lot of them.
A lot of them. Okay, I'm gonna bet my range here, and then I'm gonna look to check and bluff catch river a lot.
All right, here we go.
Sure.
So we bet. He calls us.
All right.
Here we go.
What does he do? He checks.
Checks.
I check back.
We check back. Okay, so there we go. That's the move. We check back here. Good. And he calls on the river.
Oh shit, that's gross. All right. What does he do? So you bet the turn?
We bet the turn.
Well,
Checks.
once you bet the turn, I think you just want to turn your hand into a bluff on river.
Okay. How
Um,
big?
what does he have? The hands that he can have here are like, you didn't bet that big on turn, so he still has 8x in range here.
Mhm.
He has king x in range, like weak kings. Um, he obviously can get here with flushes. His range is uncapped, so I don't want to be using a very large size on river. I'm not trying to get the queen of hearts to fold, the jack of hearts to fold, but maybe a hand like king 7 with the 7 of hearts will fold, stuff like that. So we want their weak flushes and pairs to fold here. So I would go, if I was trying to get a weak flush to call here and I had the ace of hearts, I'd probably go about like 10 big blinds. So
Okay.
I think we just size up a little bit more and hope that a weak flush folds and some king X just hates to run out and folds. So I don't think
Exactly.
we
So
should go
what's the
that
size?
big.
What's the exact
Like
size?
15. Only like you don't have to go that big, like 15.
15. All right. I went 13. On
And
the
we get
exact
snapped
idea.
off sometimes, which is
Yeah.
okay.
It wasn't big enough. Got snapped off by pocket 4s with a 4 of hearts.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. So not big enough. Now had we done the other line, had we done check, bet, call, check, check, then on the river, he checks with the intent of calling, and we we intended to bluff catch river, but he didn't bluff.
Now, no, on river, that's a whole different line. You barrel the fuck out of this river for a massive size.
Right. So when we take this line,
Yes.
so it's check, 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 bet, call, turn, check, 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 bet, call, flop, check, turn, and on the river he checks. The pot is now going to be the pot's going to be $9. What size do you want to bet the river when he checks?
Like I'm happy to go like 25 big blinds on river.
Okay.
Just
Boom.
because what's his range to checks there?
No flushes. No good flushes.
No strong flushes. So now I've said
Right.
now I would, like in this line we have some brick walls when we go bet, but when we go bet, check, and then it checks again on river, we
Right.
have like no brick walls.
Nice. Okay. I like that. And then this is the last of the Brian hands in this group. Ace 8 suited on the button. You raise. Big blind calls again. Flop is Jack 9 deuce. Look at that sweet baby there. He checks.
This is a hand that I'm sure in theory we actually bet because it's a weaker ace and has less showdown value, and I would be betting my range like I do against, if it's a fish, I'm betting range. It's not a fish.
36, 32,
Right.
26. No,
Rec
he doesn't
player.
he doesn't look particularly fishy. His stats look fine.
Then you could actually, I would be okay with checking back more against players that are reggy and decent with an ace high here.
Yep.
I think I would want to like do a bigger size or check then against their, if they're a good player. The thing is, I don't know. He might just be a pre-flop chart, so who cares?
Yeah.
I'd probably default until you proves me wrong and go with a range bet.
So that's what we did. We bet range. We got called.
So we get a queen on the turn.
Yeah. We technically picked up equity, but not really.
So it's not a brick. On this card, I think there's merit in going small. So merit against going when you go small here. His range is kind of uncapped now. He does turn some 2-pair, and he turns straights and stuff like that. So I think we could probably go small again here, and then on river, we go small. We get continues from 10-9, 9-8. We get his underpairs may continue still as well, and then his Jack X continues. His Queen Jack raises, his Queen 9 raises, all that shit raises. King 10 raises, 10-8 raises. So I think that I like a small bet, and then when we get raised, we fold, and when he calls, I think we have a pretty profitable triple barrel on river.
Gotcha. I did the check instead of betting small there on the
That's
river.
Okay too, honestly, but I would prefer a bet. I think.
Yep. I
think
see
our
why.
ace high has less showdown value on this board because I don't think he has a ton of floats here on this specific board texture.
When the river 5 of spades comes and he checks again.
I don't think we have showdown value.
Okay. So we turn it into a bluff. What size?
What are we targeting? We're targeting, I think, almost all of his queen X probably bets river.
Yeah.
His jack X may bet river sometimes, maybe not all the time. I
Pocket
think his nine
pairs.
X.
We're targeting pocket 7s. We're targeting 9x and a little bit of jack X. That's what we're targeting.
Yeah, so if you're trying to get value from that hand, how much is in the pot? We got 9 in the pot. I would say so. I'd get pretty greedy here if I was targeting a jack. If I had ace jack here, I would be going greedy for thin value with the big size against his other jack X that I beat. So I would be going like pot here with jack ace jack. So I want to go pretty big here to get everything to fold. So I'd probably go pot or around pot to get that hand to call, just because I think when we check back turn, he's going to be pretty sticky on river. So I want to go pretty big here on river to hold out like jack X, 9x, all that shit. So
Right. And also because our line is not believable.
yeah, that's why. I mean, that's why I would go big with value.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to get called a little bit lighter when we check back turn. So now we just go big, really big on river for like, we probably go like anywhere from 17 to 20 big blinds, I think. And that gets, jack X to fold, 9x to fold, 7,
And
all the under pairs. Did you check back?
I did. I played these hands bad. This is why these are all Brian hands. These are all the hands that I didn't pull the trigger on that I should have. And I wanted to hear your reasoning of them.
Well, you don't have showdown value there, right?
I think I don't have showdown value here.
And you check back anyways.
I checked back because I said maybe I remember I didn't play this hand yesterday, but I think what I said was I don't have a believable bet here.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
there's
I don't
kind
think
of
you get called, though.
there's a dichotomy there. You don't have showdown value, but you also don't have very good fold equity.
Yeah. And so you get more fold equity by betting bigger, where they go, I don't believe you, but that's what you want. You want them to say, I don't believe you, and I'll get you next time.
Yeah, I mean, there's just the thing is, it's just there's not a lot of brick walls, so that's why I'm okay with getting really big on river here. Like,
all right. Okay, cool. Thank you. Lewis, are you still around to put your hands back up?
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch back to Lewis hands, and we're gonna go through the last sequence here and then be done. And I'm gonna bug out now. So we got Mel, Bubs, Sergey, Mike, and if Brian is still around, Brian at the end. So those are the last hands, and like that. And I'm gonna make Lewis, I'm gonna make you the host. And I will open the room for you guys tomorrow, and I may or may not be participating, but I will open the room for you. All right. Oh. So this one's gonna go. This one will go to Mel, and then make sure you get everybody.
Okay. I would, well, usually online in the small blind, I just fold. There's limper, so you can justify maybe limping behind and hoping for a flush. Otherwise, have to play very cautiously multi-way. And then I think weren't these all players who did messed up stuff previously? So maybe
I don't know. I mean, this guy's a reg. This guy's an unknown. This guy's a fish. This guy's a fish. This guy's a tight reg.
Yeah. I think usually you would have to raise the hand, but then you're going to get at least one caller because the fact that Queer 81 or whatever called behind.
I think you're right. I do usually fold here, but the reason I didn't fold is because you got a very loose player in the big blind who's probably gonna never gonna overvalue weak hands. Because he's quite aggressive as well, so he might bluff if we hit something like 2 pair or better, but so I call, and obviously this guy calls because he's in the big blind and he's a fish. Okay, now what do you want to do with the bad side of the straight draw?
So first of all, we're out of position. Second of all, as you just said, it's the bad side. Third of all, we could still catch another heart. So I would check.
Okay, the big blind leads. The hijack calls. The cutoff calls.
What everybody calls. I think we can call and see one more card and hope for a heart, but I don't think that the lower end of a straight. I mean, let's see what happens. I think we can call.
The fish bets 10%. There's a call, and the cutoff now raises. And we have the bad end of the straight. We lose to king queen, and we lose to queen 8, but we beat everything else.
Yeah, I mean, since we hold the king, king queen is a little bit less likely, but hashtag blockers are unreal. So also this was small blind, big blind, hijack raise, low check just called in a single raised pot. So I wouldn't rule king queen out. But we pip 67. Oh, only 6 cents. I don't know, like I feel not good in this situation.
Yeah.
But I think there's at least 2 players that we beat, but the question is, do we beat the third player? So that's a problem.
Do you think WE would call a straight on the flop when the guy leads out in a call? Do you think he's just gonna call a straight, or do you think he's gonna raise a straight?
I think here he could call it because there's no flush draw out there, so he doesn't need to be afraid of anybody catching up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that the 7 comes, right? It's a 7. He can be
No.
almost.
I'm talking about the flop. Like, I don't know. In my view, like most people will raise the nuts, like multi-way, but that's
Yeah.
kind of my view.
Yeah, I think it depends a lot on whether there's like a flash draw out there or not. So I think we can't completely rule it out. Like, it's possible that King Queen is still out there and he would just call it, and then like the re-raise on the turn would make much more sense, because then now that the 7 has come, he can be almost certain that somebody has
Yeah.
something that is very well connected.
Okay, so now what do you do? Oh shit, sorry.
Oops.
What do
I
you
jab.
I mean, I think my
So
jab's
like
a bit questionable, not gonna lie.
like, yeah, I mean, I think you know what I said previously, I think we beat 2 players, but maybe not the third. I think maybe there's still reason to say the 15 big blinds going into the 22 or like 26. It's still something that you can call and reassess on the river. But yeah, I think it's still a very good hand, and you might be ahead of at least 2 players. And yeah,
Are we ever ahead here? Do we ever think that we just outright win?
I mean, my read is like I don't think Kiwi has a straight much like the nut straight. Like I think he raises a straight on the flop personally. I mean, I think the fish. I mean,
His
Beijing
line,
could have it. Beijing
his
could
line
have
does make
anything.
sense though for having the nut straight. Like not raising it when the board is rainbow, and then a flush draw comes in and it completes another straight, and now raising it does make sense for him to have
yeah,
that straight.
that was my reasoning.
Yeah, see, I read it differently in game of because otherwise I wouldn't have jammed. But my problem I find is like I thought I had the best hand, but I'm out of position and there's a million bad rivers. Like basically half the deck's a bad river.
You're like, how confident are you though that you outright win the hand, that you're not chopping? Like that's my question.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, chopping is I could
Like what
easily
percentage? Yeah, like what percentage of the time do you think that you actually are just have the best hand right now, and you're not chopping?
so chopping doesn't count as the best hand.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, like you win the whole pot, like not half of it.
I I don't know, to be
Not
honest.
It's not that high though, probably, right? Like you're probably chopping, right? You would
Uh
expect.
yeah, I mean yeah, a lot of people might have an eight, but yeah.
And that's when you can make like kind of it's I don't know. I'm not saying you should fold right now, but like I've been doing a lot of shit where it's like I'm at best chopping right now. And but right now you do have, I guess, one more out to make to cooler a straight. But
Yeah.
it's I mean also I would look at it like am I gonna get paid when I cooler the eight when everything completes? When like you get there with the queen? I don't know. It's close.
Yeah, I mean in this spot it was weird. I didn't want to fold, but I also didn't want to just like call and then like some I just there's like half the deck's a bad river for my specific hand. But
But you even want to raise here?
I mean like do I just want protection? Because like I think what I thought is like I think I got the best hand. I don't believe K-Wheat has a straight like the nut straight, like the two straights which beat me. Just because of how he played it. And like probably half the rivers are bad, maybe 60% of rivers are actually bad. I just want to take down the money in the middle. Maybe Bajan, just the fish in the big blind somehow calls with like two pair. I don't know. He's a fish. Uh, but yeah, this is very dubious. But like cold call seemed bad, folded seemed bad. I guess I decided, I don't believe anyone has number one or number two. I'm just gonna get it in with number three now and take the bit in the middle. Maybe fold someone off a chop, potentially. But like I wasn't
Okay.
thinking that in game, but like reflection, maybe someone folds an eight,
Yeah, I mean,
potentially.
I think that that's actually best case is that you're very likely folding out a chop when you jam here. I don't think you're ever jamming for value right now.
Yeah, I mean it's
That's
gonna be hard to get paid, but like Bajan Boyu's really bad. Like like I mean, but like he could be donking tiny with nuts. Some fish do that, but like, you know,
But he's not the problem in the hand anymore.
I
The
mean,
the Bajan boy, you're right.
yeah, I mean
He
he
will
could
fold
have
anyway.
yeah, it's very close. I didn't I kind of went yeah. I I don't know. I decided to jam, but I could be I
Did you see what happened? Did anybody call you?
no, they all folded.
Okay.
okay. That's good.
Yeah. But like I'm trying to think retrospectively what play do I like best? And like, you know, like I suppose occasionally I'm gonna get snapped and be dead.
I
Or
mean, I
like
think
draw into a chop. Like
I
with
think
like
Yeah,
KW he might have had checks or something, and he thought if the flop went so uneventful.
yeah, it's a bit of a mergy jam, but like cold call really sucks. Like I don't think I'm gonna win the hand too often by cold calling. Cause but yeah. I mean maybe they're all fishy enough where cold calling can just be fine because they're not gonna run a big bluff on the river. Um so like I can just fold to any bet. But like, if I call and then like two guys call as well, and then like the river's a brick, it's kind of miserable. When someone
Mm.
like bets like a weird, I could fold the best hand on the river, like if someone just does something weird, which Beijing could, but yeah, I
You
don't know.
can.
I don't know what so Mel, what would you have done then, did you think? Like you were still deciding. Yeah, I kind of
I
so
think,
colluded.
yeah, given all those thoughts, I like because 15 into 22, it's still not too bad. it's a little bit of a weird sizing, given what I've said beforehand, that he could like float the flop and then he's concerned about the flush. Maybe you can do a call, and if another diamond comes in, you can maybe take it away if indeed he would have had king queen, but most people don't fold a straight to a flush. I mean, not at this level.
Yeah, so you'd call,
Um,
and then I
and
mean,
then reassess.
yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think folding's like a mistake personally. But like it's kind of hard to realize your equity out of position, like when there's so
Always.
many bad cards. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a very tricky spot.
But like a lot of the time, these guys probably gonna fold, like because they folded here, then like, maybe. I mean, we almost certainly folded out equity somehow, but yeah, we definitely had the best hand, or at least the second best. So, Brian, what do you think then, retrospectively? You think like cool as well? I'm trying to build consensus. What should I have done?
I think Brian is not in here
Oh, he
anymore.
left. Okay, fair enough.
He's not
What
with
about
us.
what about you,
and-
Bob, then? What about you, Bob?
Well,
Oh,
I already said I have a problem with flop already.
you wouldn't call? You'd fold
There's
the
a problem.
flop?
So the thing is, obviously we have a fucking nut draw with our king eight. We have an open ender. The queen looks fine, but I think in multi-way pots we have a problem if early position players like Bayan Boo, Bayan Boy just bets, and we have two callers. So here I would actually think about folding. Yes,
Yeah.
it's the problem is we know he's not a good player. He probably does a big mistake, but now we have also two other players which are saying, "Oh, we are also interested in this pot," and I have no clue.
So you're saying there's only four cards which can give you the nuts, like and like
Yeah,
even
maybe it's not
and
even the nuts, right? Someone could have.
and even if we turn a flush draw, it's going to be hard to realize out of position to three
Yeah,
players.
yeah.
Yeah. So maybe fold's better. I mean, these multi-way spots are hard because they shouldn't happen very much in theory, but like in reality, people just call with all sorts, right? So it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, it's very hard to navigate because there's not really, you can't really study them with a
it,
solver.
and especially with players like Benjamin Boy and
Agent
K
boy, yeah.
Weed, yeah, they obviously they will make huge mistakes in these spots, but we are just out of position, right? That is actually it hurts.
Yeah. I mean, we got kind of lucky here, I guess. Maybe we folded a chop, but like we're gonna get stacked here sometimes and feel like a fish. So yeah, maybe jam's bad. Maybe I should just call and see what happens. Yeah, I'm just concerned. Like, it's just like, do I want to call out position when every card's a bad card? Pretty much, like 60% of the deck's bad. Okay. I mean, I forgot Scotty's order. Can someone remind me? Um, I mean, who's even still here? So, Mike, you still here? Sergey?
Yeah, Mike's here.
Okay, Mike, do you want to take
I'm
this
here,
ace
sir.
queen, maybe?
Sure. Let's do it. All right, so it's open. Let's see. Should we open anything bigger? No, it looks normal blind. So just your standard three bet. He's pretty decent-ish, maybe tight-ish. Uh, I would, I could four bet this as a bluff. I could call it. He doesn't look like he's too three bet happy, so this one's close to fold or four bet.
Oh, you never call this against?
Yeah, I would. The only thing is he's like if he's only three betting really solid hands, I don't know if I want to like if he's real polar in his three betting.
Yeah, I don't have too many stats on him.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I
I-
feel like it's a bit tight against a 9% free bet. I don't know if I could fold here. Late position, in position. Like we get to play the whole hand in position.
yeah, that's the
I,
thing that I don't like about it is that he's kind of tight. That's
I
one thing.
mean,
Like,
9% free bet is like not crazy tight. Like that's only 2% less than me. Then like so, and you know,
yeah,
but
no, that's true. No,
and
yeah,
I'm but I'm never folding here. Like I'm either four betting or cooling.
yeah. I tend to four bet a little bit more often than most, so I
Yeah, I think
probably
four
four
bet's
bet
good.
here.
I decided to call this time though, which is fine as well.
Yeah, with this hand for sure. C bets. We have some backdoors, and he's going to C bet range, and his range is going to be all the pairs up to like sevens, and then all of his misses, which are going to be the ace X, king X is not a miss, suited queens, we block. This one's close. I could get on board with calling one time here. I'm not going to bluff though. I'm not going to raise. If he checks, now I would consider I'm going to start bluffing. And I think the size I would use here is probably if we go half pot, that leaves us with about, I think about a pot size shove if we want to. Is that right?
Yeah,
Pretty
sounds
close.
about right.
Maybe just a little less. Yeah.
So I bet about, I mean, just a bit more, but about
Yeah.
get called. And now
Oh,
we
yeah,
got,
I would jam here for sure. The ace of hearts is great for us.
and I jam, get called, pocket eights.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wow, without a heart even.
yeah, looked me up. I was surprised. But
Huh.
maybe he thought I was too many bluffs, potentially. I mean, I'm quite aggressive. I play a lot of hands, so maybe it's probably a good read. But yeah, I don't know if this guy adjusted or if he just didn't feel it or. I
Yeah,
mean,
if we
but
go a little smaller on the turn and have a bigger river bet, do you think that helps? Or do you think it didn't matter? He was just gonna live with it.
I mean, I think it's fine just to be balanced here and like what would you do with King Queen? You'd want to do about the same as what you did here, right? King Jack, you'd play it the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we block like say he had like King Queen and he decides to check the turn, like or King Jack, King 10, like we block King Queen if he does that. Like I think this is totally fine. But like he looked us up, sometimes it happens. I'd do the same again, personally.
I think you played it perfect. Also, there's no way you are over bluffing here.
I mean, it's
Eh,
yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I think his call is just bad.
Yeah, that's a really, really loose call. I mean, it's gotta be some kind of read with you, that you guys have some history or something.
But it's very hard to over bluff here that hard that pocket eights can call here.
Yeah, I
My
remember
opinion.
I was a bit annoyed because I moved up to the 30 NL game. I've been playing those a bit, and I'm like, getting fucking bluff catched in free bet pots at the higher stake. Annoying. Um, all right, Bob. I got three more, so let's try get through these fairly quickly. All right, Bob. What do? You just open it right here.
No, I fold. Now I'm opening, okay. And I guess I get called, or did I get a three bet?
Oh, yeah. This
Oh,
is against the same villain.
yeah, in this spot I'm just folding.
Yeah.
Um,
I think in game, I thought this was close, but like maybe it's a fold. Let me get my charts up actually. because I'm not super studied. I think it's gonna be kind of
I think it's a fold.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever a call. I bet it would
Oh, you
want
think it's a 0%?
I bet it's a four bet or fold.
Yeah, something like this. I mean,
Interesting, yeah. So then maybe but how deep? We're like, yeah. I mean, let's look at 100 and look at 150 because that's what I have. Um, so this is Villain's free bet range at 100, but like he's probably not as, maybe. I mean, the guy's kind of reggy. Like maybe he does have these, maybe he doesn't.
You think he
So,
finds all those
and you're
shitty
right,
jacks?
it's a pure fold. So
yeah, or
at
a four
100,
or four bet, right? You
yeah.
can four bet it, but yeah.
So, I made a pretty big mistake by calling here. I knew this was like kind of the borderline, but like you need to be stronger, right? Like ace jack or king
You,
queen. So
you know what I just try to remember, and I just try to fit it into my brain. Offsuit hands just suck.
yeah,
You need suited. Suited hands are good.
yeah, even a bit deeper. It's just a pure
Yeah, look
fold.
at king queen offsuit is folding.
Yeah, yeah. So that and the range
Offsuit is
just
bullshit, but king eight suited can play that, which is oh, okay. I mean king eight, but king nine suited full frequency.
yeah, just pairs and good suited cards cool in this deep. So
And
that's
if
one
you
to
look
remember.
at his range that he's supposed to be three betting, I guarantee
Yeah,
you they're not. Like, look at the
yeah,
suited jacks with
yeah,
the
yeah.
suited queens.
Oh, and
They're
there's
not doing
also there's a very cool video from Hungry Horse Poker about that, where he talked about this. And he said, yeah, normally from big blind or positions like that, you should go polar. But if you just adjust the ranges a little bit, more like population plays, you're pure linear every time. There's
Okay, so
no way you should play anything else. And here I would just check. That is my go-to out of position.
yeah, so we made a mistake here, and let's see if we're gonna get punished.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have a good hand. I would say this is sin value. He can still have pocket queens, kings, aces. And his bet sizing is also not super small. I mean, it's a dynamic board, right? But I think half pot is a decent sizing. So I would just call here. I feel like queen jack is exactly, yeah, somewhere around sin value to good value. And now we have a really good hand. I would check jam, and feel happy with my life.
Oh, interesting, check jam. I decide just to call, but I can see
Yeah,
check.
I would just jam here. So he will have hands like king 10 clubs. So obviously the club draws. He can have jack, I mean not jack 10, that is unlikely, but he can have pocket kings, he can have pocket aces.
King jack of clubs.
King jack of clubs. Yeah, maybe king queen of clubs would be more like that. But yeah, you get my point, right? He is saying he has a really strong hand here with this big sizing. And I don't think it's 10-9. So
Is this before or after the call with the eighth? Did you see the call with the eighth yet?
Oh, I can't remember, to be honest.
Oh, because that would play a big part in this. If you had seen that, I would jam.
So I call, and we get this brick river.
Okay, if he plays this line, do I like the check on the river? Yes, I do, because I hope he just keeps bluffing, right?
And he goes all in. What do you
When
want to
we
do?
call, obviously, I mean, I'm not folding here.
Because we beat aces, kings.
Yeah.
Right.
And
yeah.
we are losing to pocket queens, pocket jacks. And
yeah, he still has a lot of value. You beat aces, kings, ace, queen.
Yeah.
He can have king, queen.
I don't know if king queen is jamming here, but it should sometimes, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I would just check call, and he has a set, which is, I mean, sucks, but I would have jammed turn, as mentioned.
Yeah, just a cooler.
Yeah. should have folded pre. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remember Queen Jack off is
Or 4-bet.
yeah.
If you
He
want to
probably
play it for
folds.
just 4-bet it.
Yeah, but the main play was just fold. All right. I think it's
I got one.
oh, Scotty, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here. Open.
All right.
Um,
Wait.
let's do just a standard bet small because of the monotone nature rather than bet big because of the ace high nature. And just bet straight up for value. Check a lot of turns, and so I think given the way the board is, though, I think we can still go more like 4 because
Oh,
so
oh,
many
you bet big on the mono boards? I don't do that
Um,
very often.
No, I don't do it very often, but this one, but this specific one, because it's button versus big blind. I'm gonna be checking a lot of turns. He's gonna call a ton of single diamonds for a large size, and he's gonna call, and if he doesn't have anything, he's folding even to the small size. So if I bet small here, he folds a lot, but I don't think there's very much that calls the small size, but doesn't call the big size. And I do technically have value right now. So that's why. Yep. If you bet small,
Okay,
I'm fine.
I decided to check. How do you
Okay.
feel?
Okay, we check. Okay, we check. And then we'll just see what the turn is. He bets the turn I call. He doesn't bet the turn. I definitely bet the turn. All right. So now I'm betting the turn. I don't see any reason to check back the turn. And when I do check, check, now I take this line even bigger. Now I definitely do the bigger size.
Yeah, I went
You
small
went tiny. Okay.
because I don't know. Check twice. Don't think he has anything. Let's try just get value from a pair. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
mean, if he had a diamond, probably bets. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe bets, maybe
Yeah.
doesn't. But
Yeah.
I went for the small.
So you're aiming at something like a 5 or a 9, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
After check, check, do you think the 5 or the 9 is calling the 1.8 but folding to the 4? If so, then 1.8 is better. If you don't think it is, then not.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, and my plan here is if a diamond comes and he bets, I fold. If a diamond comes and he checks, I check.
Me too. Yep.
And then I might go for thin value if a brick comes.
Yeah. Or an 8.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
8.
that would be thick. That would be kind of thick value, I feel
Yeah.
like. But yeah. And we get raised. What do you want to do?
If this happened on the flop, I definitely want to fold. Now that it happens on the turn, I only want to fold, but I don't definitely want to fold, but I still want to fold. Now, if we pay this off, I'm definitely folding to a river bet. So it's only Fifth Street chicken if I call here. And given his size and his aggression frequency of 1, I'm ready to fold now.
One, but a 16 fee pip, so he's not
63.
entirely passive.
Oh, he's not
Free bet,
entirely
yeah.
not entirely passive.
I remember
And
this.
he could certainly have read into your play that this size is never that you don't have a flush here, that you're capped at what you're capped at. So that's not bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see which one.
I don't
If you
know.
call here, I don't hate it, but
I
I'm
cool because I just didn't feel it like in
Mhm.
my
Yep.
bones.
Let's see what he does.
Is he
Yeah,
gonna check a flush twice? Yeah,
Yep.
maybe. It
Yep.
seems a bit. I feel like most people would bet their flushes.
Mhm.
So
Right.
I didn't really believe it, so I called.
Right now, let's see what his size is now. 23. Would you like to fold now?
Yeah, that's a problem.
I mean, it's your hand, Scotty.
Oh no, I
Would
folded.
you?
I folded
You
the
already
turn.
folded, but
I
but but
folded
this
the turn
time, but this
on
time,
this
yeah,
play.
no, you didn't. This time you called.
This type of call, then I fold now
Right.
because I was playing Fifth Street Chicken. I was going, will he only do it once? Nope, he does it twice. Yep, so I'm folding.
And I stationed him off.
Stationed him.
I didn't believe
Yep, I can understand why you don't believe it.
Okay, before you show, what do you think? What would we think? What do you have here? I mean,
His bluffs here are
One
maybe a single
diamond.
diamond, maybe a single diamond, and maybe just pure air where he said you don't have a flush on, where he's being Brian. He's just playing our cards, and he's not wrong about our cards. And so he can bluff any non-diamond river when he doesn't have a diamond, and maybe give up when he has a diamond. He can bet it for value. And when he doesn't have a diamond, maybe he gives up on a diamond river because some of my continues are a singleton diamond.
and do
So he
we
bet you called.
believe this guy is so aggressive? Because I mean, we have stats on him. Aggression
Mhm.
factor 1 looks like very passive to me, right? That is not.
He's
equally.
pretty aggressive pre-flop, and sometimes that'll translate, sometimes it doesn't. His aggression factor isn't high. It's
Yeah.
kind of normal. It's low, it's low to normal. But
Yeah.
when I just feel like when we make that small bet on the turn like that it's pretty inducing to some players.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm on team call.
All right.
Once you do that, I mean, I wouldn't have bet small on the turn. I would have went bigger like Scotty. But when he does raise the small bet, I'm definitely very suspicious, as Lewis is.
I personally am just folding. I think it's a
Yep.
flush or a set.
Set really.
Well, I don't know a
Could be.
set.
Could be.
I didn't see the flop action, to be fair.
Could
And
be. Check. Flop one, check. All right. So let's see what happens. So we called him. And he has complete air. Complete air.
air ball.
And not just air, he has air that shouldn't have even called the flop. I mean, shouldn't have called pre-flop.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good.
it was interesting.
Yep. If you take any of the other lines, you win the hand and you don't get any of his money, but you win the hand more easily. If you take any of my lines, except when you bet the flop, maybe it goes away. Maybe when you bet my 4 on the flop, this doesn't happen. But if you take my version of your lines, you lose all the money on this hand. So good job.
Last hand, is Mel still here?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, you can have this last one.
Okay. Okay, it's weird that the small blind just called. But I mean, it's not suited, but still it's an okay hand. We can call.
Yeah, notice this guy's playing 80% of hands, 133 sample. He's just got a load of nonsense. So
We're way ahead.
and we're in position to him. So
Yeah.
I think folding would be a mistake because you kind of want to make a hand against this guy potentially.
Mhm.
And it's not like the button's tight. The button's quite aggressive as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against normal ranges, the Jack 9 suited here is a
It's bad.
97% fold and a 3% bluff raise. But against this guy in the small blind, that is probably not true.
Yeah, he's probably not folding. The small blind's probably not I mean, this button's gonna fold a lot when we free bet.
I
So,
wouldn't.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but the small blind's probably not gonna free bet. But I think free bet's actually kind of valid because the most likely outcome is you're gonna be in position to the fish, which
Mhm.
is never like a bad thing if you think you
Yep.
can play better than him. And these cards, can make strong hands, can make straights. So I actually think free bet's fine. Like the most likely outcome is you're going to play in position, heads up, which is kind of with a hand which can make the nuts potentially. So yeah, I think free bet's
But
valid,
usually,
but
a hand that usually doesn't make a hand that usually though makes top pair bad kicker and middle pair. Those are what it usually makes. But here we go.
yeah, but you're going to be able to fold this guy out a lot post flop most likely because he's too wide.
Let's see if we can.
Okay,
Mm,
this fish checks. What do you want to do?
I would I would check behind.
Oh, well, the button's still in, so can't
The
check
button was
behind.
still in, we're sandwiched. It was not our initiative. Yeah.
And the button checks behind. Now we turn a double gut shot. Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the fish bets half pot.
Okay. The problem is that the button could still have a better check than ours. We
Well, how likely do you think he's going to check back top pair, the button?
I think if he has a weak kicker, just the way that we do, he might do that. And the button opens a lot of checks, probably more than he should with a VPIP of 30. But maybe, okay, maybe he doesn't, right? But the guy in the small blind just indicated he has something. And even if you say, okay, we have these gut shots, like we could try something, right? I would still be concerned if I would like re-raise this player here. I would still have to think about the button and think about what the button is going to do, right? At the same time, we don't like the structure of the board because there's 2 spades and 2 hearts, but I don't think we have a lot going. So I think we can only call, I think.
Yeah.
I love a call here.
I mean, yeah. I feel like if the button's not here, I might just raise for value because the guy's
For-
never going to fold a flush draw. So we could get a lot of value, like even from like a pair, like a weak pair. But like, yeah, heads up with the guy, like, he could have just drilled pocket sevens or something, So I just call and the button folds. We make the straight on the river, then we make the second nuts. And he bet 1 big blind.
What? These
What do you
players
want?
are so crazy. Like I see them a lot at NL10 as well, and it goes like 1 big blind, 1 big blind, 1 big blind.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get another 4 big blinds from him if we raise to 5. Maybe even it depends on the player. Sometimes even if you bet pot, they're going to call you. Sometimes
I
they're going
mean,
to fold,
yeah.
but
I think raising just to 5 would be very bad, personally, against this player type. Like,
Do we have any
like,
idea what he has on the turn when he bets out?
I mean, he could have anything, but like,
a 7 probably.
I think you
something
want to
like
be
that.
greedier than 5. Like, sure, he's gonna call a lot 5, but like, he's gonna call a lot of stuff bigger because he's kind of a fish who doesn't like to fold. Like, what's this 0 fold to 3 bet? I mean, it's 1 time, but like generally, like he's played 80% of hands. Like, he's probably going to be a call-in station. Like, I think
Okay.
that's a fair assumption, right? What do you think now?
Yeah, I think he's going to call something, but the question is how much.
Yeah.
Right? Because we always have to win as much as we possibly can, but we win nothing if they fold. So
Yeah.
if he has anything here, like this 1 big blind is basically indicating he has something, right? Like it might just be like a 5 or a 7 or something like that. And I think they're going to think like maybe, another 4 or 5 or 6 big blinds, it's not going to cost them so much. And they're more likely to call that. If you jam, they're going to fold. If you make more than 15, I think they're going to fold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd go 5 to try and get a 5 or a
Maybe
7 to
6.
call.
Yeah, maybe we can be cheeky. Yeah.
I go greedy. I go 20.
Oh,
I like
I
the
don't trust
greedy
that.
size. I like it.
I must
Let's
admit,
see.
I do have a bias for greed. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean,
The question is
actually,
always, do people call enough, right?
Let's find out. My belief is that I was wrong. So I'm not going to say my belief because clearly I was wrong.
I mean, that is actually obviously he called it, so that's great.
But we don't know it's great yet. We
Yeah,
think
okay, well.
True.
I told you with a 4.
I mean,
But like I was
yeah.
always like like at the beginning, like last year when I started playing live, I was in a Czech card room and there was like this one Russian guy next to me. He was a very good player, but also very much heavy on the drinks. And he watched a couple of my showdowns on the river. And then at some point he said to me, "You have to raise bigger, girl. You have to put like you
I
have
think
to bet much, much bigger on the river. They're going to call you anyway." And I was like, "Are you sure? I'm too afraid. I can only bet like my sneaky third pot because otherwise they're not going to call me." And he said, "They don't even care. Look at them." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then I always try to bet bigger, but I still have this fear on the river that they're eventually not going to call.
Well,
Are
Melanie,
you are you scared that like you're gonna get bet big with value and then they're gonna raise your big bet, then you have a tough
No.
decision
No,
rather
No,
than
then
when
I would be happy about that. But
okay,
I'm
right.
afraid they're going to fold.
Right,
So-
okay.
here's a way to think about that. This is not how you should think when you make your decisions, but when you put them to a decision, ignore the multiple of the pot that it is and think about the absolute amount. Think about how often you've seen them put in that amount of money during the game. If it's an amount of money that gets often put in the game, bet it regardless of the size of the pot, because they're not thinking as much. This is 2x pot. This is 1x pot. They're thinking this is $40 or $60. And is that
So if that person would be happy to call $50, and even if the pot on the river is 25, I should go 50, basically.
you should consider that a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
But they're thinking more about the amount of money than its relationship to the pot. Let's see what the guy get to see what the guy had, what he called us with. Nicely done, Mike.
Yeah, Mike was right. Mike read he had a 4 and I mean, what size does a 4 start to fold? A guy who's playing 80% of hands.
Probably, I bet you could have bet bigger and got this call, but I think he folds the 2 pairs and sets to.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was aiming at his pairs and 2 pairs. I wasn't aiming at his lower flush.
Yeah. Like a 4, like yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think generally against the fish, you kind of fish are usually the type who are just gonna like cool a lot on the river. Like they're gonna be a bit stationary generally. So I think when you have like nuts, second nuts, third nuts, you kind of want to go big. That's kind of how I do it. Like, you know, yeah. Anyway, should we end it there then? Oh, that's the last hand.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thanks again, Scotty. Thanks for the hands, Lewis.
Thanks for the hands, Lewis. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the feedback.
Welcome, Sergey. Happy you're an asset. Happy to see you tomorrow if you come. Same time, same link. Bye.